Live, brother. Yeah. Welcome to Drinkin Bros Sports Companion Show. Come on, you know what week this is. This is the week we live for. This is what dreams are made of. This is what gets dicks hard over Thanksgiving. This is the only time it is appropriate for a straight man to go tip to tip with your father and your uncle over the weekend because it is rivalry week, my man. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, Ross, would you go tip to tip with your own dad right before Ohio State, Michigan? Yes. Yes, I would. Would I go tip to tip with Dan? Yes. Yes, I would, and I did. We did go tip to tip at Ohio State.
There's a picture of that.
There's a picture of that on our Drinkin Bros Instagram. But this is where you lose your mind. This is where you go bug fuck. I've already discussed with my wife what I'm going to be doing on Saturday from noon to 3:30, and that is being the fuck away from every single family member because that is my time, no one else's. I treat it like I am Sean Astin in Goonies. This is my time down here. I'm not riding up Troy's buckets until 3:30 p.m. after Ohio State beats Michigan for the 8th year in a row, dashing hopes and dreams. Oh, I'm fired the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, me too.
A little early for sponsors, Dan, but I'm drinking the Luke Belaire, brother. I'm drinking the Luke. I'm celebrating. Celebrating that this week is finally here.
I'm told that Luke Belaire is one of our sponsors. Is that correct? Yes? All right, great.
My God, this is good. LucBelaire.com, LukeBelaire.com/Drinkin Bros. 30% off. This shit is $26 a bottle. You need it for the holidays. They're coming up, dude. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Christmas is on the way. You need to bring a nice bottle over for the holidays. Don't be a dick. Just order it and bring over some of the finest champers and rosé in the biz. Go to LukeBelaire.com, LucBelaire.com/Drinkin Bros. 30% off of that URL. Makes it $26 a bottle. Can't beat it. It is the best in the biz. This is the number one rosé in the world, too. D'Anthony, you and I just came back from Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. The weather was awful. The weather was awful, but you won the Fight Club game of the week.
Yeah, and I was sick the whole goddamn time. As a matter of fact, I think I won. Did we do?
We did two.
Packers, 49ers as well? Which one
did.
Was it?
You won both of those.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. And
we haven't really been keeping track of who won what with regard to the Fight Club game of the week this year, but I feel like I'm torching your ass in it. Honestly, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape.
Go back.
We both kind of sucked at the NFL.
I will say this. I've done it. Here's been my problem with the Fight Club game of the week this year. I've done it on a lot of 49ers games.
Yeah, and I've not missed any of those.
And, no one has if you've been betting the 49ers.
It's because you're not a believer. So you believe in Mitchell Trubisky, and I believe in the 49ers, and that's the difference between you and I.
It is. And look, if you belong to Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook, it is a private group. Sign up. You can talk as much shit as you want in there. I post all of my bets in there right before the games for everything. You can see all the wins and losses. That way it is complete transparency with me, my picks, and everything that I do. Somebody hit me up and said, hey, man, why don't you talk about your losses? I don't have to because the audience does. And everybody goes inside Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook and either lights me up or praises my name. And this week I got lit up, and I told you guys I would be coming back strong, and I would apologize for my disbelief in the San Francisco 49ers this year.
It takes a big man to admit that they're a fucking piece of shit. Can you want to admit that you're wrong? You've been wrong about so much.
I like how you say piece of shit when it involves the city of San Francisco.
Yeah,
because it's legal there for me to shit in the streets. I want to.
You can right now if you wanted to just fly there, and all you would take with you is the clothes you're wearing and a fucking sleeping bag.
Yeah,
you could post up. You could post up in front of like Nancy Pelosi's house, for example, which is right down near the Golden Gate Bridge. So if you're driving towards the Golden Gate Bridge from the San Francisco side towards Marin County, right there on the left, that last little complex of condos and shit like that, the super expensive one, she lives in there somewhere. So if you just hang out long enough, you'll figure out exactly which place she lives in. Post up out there. Get your nice little spot right in front of her door.
Yep.
Maybe off to the side a little bit.
Yep.
Set your camp up, right? Piss and shit.
Yes.
Anytime you want with impunity. Have whores over, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm going to do, 49ers, because I'll give you the praise you deserve here, and it's going to involve this. It's going to involve exactly what Dan just said. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year, Dan, I will. This is a bet with all 49ers fans because I tried to bet them financially and they said no. I said I don't want to do that. So this is the bet I will make with you.
That's because 49ers fans can't afford anything but rent because San Francisco is so goddamn expensive right now.
What I will do is this, since it is legal to shit in the streets of San Francisco, if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, Dan and I will fly to San Francisco, do a live show. I will wear a 49ers helmet. I will be drinking and eating Mexican food the entire show. And then afterwards, I will take a shit in the middle of the street. Anybody is welcome to videotape it. And I will be wearing a 49ers helmet while I do it. And we'll do it right at that spot where Nancy Pelosi lives.
Yeah, and then I'll cut the tip of your finger off like Ronnie Lott did.
Well, we're not going that far. But I will take a shit in the streets of San Francisco wearing a helmet. and I will scream out as all of the brown goes down that you guys are world champions and you deserve every bit of this.
I think you're going to have to eat a little bit more crow for another team, but we'll get there.
We'll get there, but we'll start with the 49ers. Okay. Yeah. So, 49ers fans. Here was my disbelief, I guess you would say, in the San Francisco 49ers this year. It starts off with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I saw him in preseason. I'm one of the assholes who actually watches preseason games because I'm a fucking junkie like that. And it gives me a leg up in fantasy. Now, for whatever reason this year, everyone sat out of preseason. It was hard, except for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
Now, he was coming off of, a torn ACL, and he actually played in preseason. And I thought he looked skittish, he looked scared, and he looked awful. I don't know that he completed a pass in his first preseason game.
He didn't look good.
It looked terrible. The other thing about it is, so I don't believe in Garoppolo. I didn't. I am slowly coming around to Garoppolo.
I believe in the same way I believe in like the early 2000s Flacco, I guess,
or like a Trent Dilfer. Yeah. And we've discussed this. Maybe,
I don't think he's going to win the MVP or anything.
But here's the issue I have with even that statement, right? So let's take that Tampa Bay team that was great. Remember Allstott and those guys?
And work done. Yeah.
Amazing backfields and they had a strong defense. San Francisco's got the best defense, I think, in the league right now. They don't even have that to me. They have Coleman. I have Breida on fantasy. Breida has been hurt half the season. They've got that Mostert kid who's filling in. But they don't even have star receivers. You've got Emmanuel Sanders now, but he came in halfway through the year. It's hard to pick up a playbook that fast and be great.
It is, yeah.
Josh Gordon's having this problem, too, with Seattle right now. It's hard midway through the season. You have no chemistry with their quarterback. It's tough. Their other receiver, the only one that I can name, is Deebo Samuel.
And he's only got 40 receptions all year.
That's it.
Like he's got, I think, 500 yards, give or take. So
I don't offensively understand how this team is able to win.
Well, Kittle helps, obviously. Tevin
Kittle's
Coleman and Matt
the best
Breida.
tight end in the league.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard to say that some guys thrive under a struggle-inducing situation like that, or just a struggling situation, not struggle-inducing. Like some guys are better in that kind of situation. I think if you went out and got a bunch of great receivers and put them on the team, I don't think he would do any better. Honestly, I don't get the feeling that he would be. I know he's Tom Brady's protege, but he's never going to be that. I don't think that. I think if you line up three, I think if you give him the Browns receivers, he's still performing at about the level he is right now, honestly. I just don't think he's got that, whatever the fuck it is.
That moxie. Maybe. Yeah. What I will say is this. Your head coach was the Falcons offensive coordinator the year we went to the Super Bowl. We torched everybody with that motherfucker. He's clearly a genius, Shanahan, and he's able to design these schemes so that they're winning. And look, Jimmy G had, 4 touchdowns and 400 yards. I always bitched that he never threw over 200 yards. Then he pops out with a game like this and against Green Bay, and that game was a blowout. It was not even fucking close for one single second of that game. Here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you that is going to be really surprising. And this is about your defense, and in particular, my boy, Bosa. Now, you and I have the advantage of going to all of these games. We usually have field passes to start. We get to see these players on the field, which really fucking helps with betting and predicting these games and who these teams are going forward. With Bosa, I thought on the Ohio State sideline that game, and it was TCU that we were on the field for that.
Yeah.
I thought he did not look as big as his brother. I thought that he would maybe struggle for a couple years and then be able to turn it on in the NFL. I cannot believe the difference his body looks physically than what we saw him in college and how fast he was able to transition to greatness in the NFL. And he is every single bit as good as his brother. And that is really hard to say, man.
He might be a little bit better.
He might be.
He seems to be.
But his brother was better than in college than him.
I don't know what their respective 40 times are, what their lateral quickness measures are, but he seems to be maybe not faster. It's hard to say for a lineman, but he's definitely quicker. Like he gets the ball better, and he has better hands too. Like he
is flat out incredible.
It's hard to compare two guys at that position. You know what I mean?
It is, but it's two brothers. I've seen both of them up close and personal, and it just. Joey just seemed bigger, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, he seemed bigger. He seemed stronger. There is such a difference between that age, though, of going from 21 to 22 years old and what an NFL trainer and nutritionist and all that stuff, what they're able to do with you in that gap year, that I'm going to go ahead and this is going to lead into my next statement now. Because we just got back from Ohio State, Penn State. We got to see Chase Young up close and personal. If you're I don't care what fucking team has the number one pick this year. Seeing Chase Young now up close and personal, knowing he's going to have the same gap year as the Bosas, and getting ready for the NFL draft, how do you not pick him number one? He looks better than the Bosas did.
Yeah, I mean. He looks better than the Bosas did. I don't know if that'll translate, but he's going to be I think he should be the first pick for sure.
Has to.
Maybe Joe Burrow's. I guess it depends on what your team needs when you get there.
Look, I'm telling you, after seeing all these players up close, if you don't take Chase Young number one, I don't care if it's the Falcons. I don't care who the fuck you are. That's the dude, man. That is the dude. After seeing these guys and knowing what's going to happen. That being said, Bosa is a difference maker. I think Richard Sherman on that defense as a leader on that team.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's even his physical capabilities at this point.
It's his leadership.
But his brain. Like he might be one of the smartest dudes in all of football.
Yes.
Just like understanding.
Went to Stanford.
Yeah, just understanding how defenses work and being a great player, understanding how defenses work and being able to be a leader on the field is like the trifecta for a defensive player. It's what Ray Lewis had.
Yeah.
Regardless of all his other bullshit, he had those three things, and that's what made him a Hall of Fame defensive player.
And a great murderer.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
He got away with it.
Richard Sherman's got 3 picks this year.
He does.
He's 31 years old.
And he had a torn Achilles.
Yeah.
And he's looked pretty good. For the 49ers themselves, man, now here's where you're going to hate me, 49ers fans. I don't have them in the Super Bowl. I still have the Saints.
I hope that is the NFC Championship game because that's going to be one of the best NFC Championship games we've seen in fucking forever. Honestly, it's going to be one of the best.
I'm going to do you one better here. Benny, the ticket guru, who's always on our show, friend of the show, he said he called and said, "Hey man, I got tickets for you guys on the first week of December." No, I'm sorry, it's December 15th because we're going to be doing Army Navy, and I was just like, "Hey, I can't." And I was like, "Who is it?" And he said, "Saints 49ers."
Oof.
So you're going to know then. It's in New Orleans. You're going to know then, but right now,
maybe I don't know. I don't think New Orleans has its legs under it completely yet. I think this game. Here's the deal. They're 10-1. This game means more to New Orleans than it does to them. I could really see, depending on what happens this next week, when they play the Ravens, if they stomp the Ravens out, if they beat the Ravens at all, that's going to be a great fucking matchup too.
Who plays the Ravens next week?
The 49ers.
Ah,
this weekend.
Oh, shit. Are we?
Yeah, 1st December. Actually, is that Monday?
It's hard because of Thanksgiving. Like my times and dates are all thrown off. But boy,
yeah, it's Sunday. So yeah, the 49ers play the Ravens. Depending on if they win that game and they go 11-1, that Saints game doesn't mean shit to them. And I bet the Saints win that game. And
Maybe.
I bet it's because San Francisco doesn't show them anything that they're working with.
Maybe
that'd be my guess.
Ohio State did that to Penn State last weekend, and we'll get to that in a second. But the other one I'm going to eat crow about is Lamar Jackson being an NFL quarterback, and that's kind of. And I'm still going to say kind of, because my favorite player, obviously I'm a homer, diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, true and true. My favorite player was Michael Vick. That was him and Deion Sanders were the two most electric players I got to see up close and personal for many, many years. And for a quarterback in the NFL, that was my favorite quarterback, was Michael Vick. Year 3 was, he looks every bit the same as Lamar Jackson. They can throw, they can run. They're making the most exciting plays of all time, and they're able to elude tackles. Year 3 is when people start to figure it the fuck out, and they really start putting these spies on you.
Yeah.
And you get hurt. Look, you're looking at Mahomes right now. Mahomes is in year 3. Mahomes has been dinged up all year long with weird fucking injuries.
Yeah, I don't
that.
think his has anything to do with. I mean, they needed to improve their offensive line, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that's part of it, but he's just had like weird injuries.
But he runs, man. He's on the go, and it's like people are diving at your legs. It's tough. Now, Vic, year 3 was when they really started putting the fucking wood to him. You had the best quote over the weekend, and I don't know if you can remember it, but like it was something like, "Look, if there's a hit out there, they'll find you, or somebody will put it on you."
Yeah, there's a hit out there waiting for him.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
Like it's coming soon. Like that's the difference between Vic and Lamar Jackson. Vic in his first 2 seasons, he was getting hit.
Crushed.
Like,
yeah.
I haven't seen Lamar Jackson get hit yet, like hard.
I haven't either, but it's because
it's because
faster.
of some of the protections.
Well, he's also faster than everybody else, and I think.
Well, he's faster. So Vic was fast up and down the field, and he had some good lateral jukes.
Right.
But he didn't see the field the way Lamar Jackson does, in my opinion.
Well, he also didn't. Here's the thing: he also didn't slide or do any of that shit, which will bring me to Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last team I'm gonna eat crow on for this fucking show, NFL wise. I still do not believe in Russell Wilson or the goddamn Seahawks or whatever. I've been betting on them, and they've covered. And congratulations to my wallet and all that shit. Russell Wilson, though, the reason why he's different versus Vic and Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, if you watch him run, he is always looking for the slide. Where is it that I can slide and get down and be safe? He's the very best at that. As far as running quarterbacks go, Vic would either try to juke somebody out or take a hit head on. Yeah. Lamar Jackson goes out of bounds a lot. If you watch Lamar Jackson, and that's smart. But you can't run away from these guys forever. And whereas Russell Wilson has figured out the slide, he's not afraid to pull up a couple yards short and live to fight another day with that. He is the difference in these running quarterbacks, I think, and I still think there is a hit out there for Lamar Jackson.
There's one out there for him. Yeah, I mean,
that is not going to be pretty.
We'll see. I mean, shit. This is year 2. He's been doing the same shit. NFL defensive coordinators learn fast.
Yes,
and they haven't been able to figure him out yet. Maybe year 3 it happens.
Yep.
I think a lot of it is, I don't know. Maybe the protections in place for quarterbacks now are just different. Like guys are pulling up when they wouldn't usually pull up, and it's making it easier for him to do what he does.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. But with all of my bullshit aside, I would be more than happy to see Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl this year. That would be a game, no matter who they played, that I would want to be at because I would not want to miss it to see what he does or what he is capable of. Mm-hmm. If you would have told me that before the season started, I would have shit right in your mouth, Dan. Probably when you were sleeping.
Tana Trump would have allowed you to do
definitely
it.
For 50,000 grand.
Yeah.
But now, watching him play every Sunday, and I drafted him as a backup quarterback in my fantasy leagues. He's been my starter the entire year. I've been housing people, and it's been great. He is a blast to watch. I like Hollywood Brown. Mark Ingram fits great in that system. That tight end, Andrews. They have weapons.
Well, they're running like they kind of fucked me on that one because Andrews was putting up big points for me early in the year, but now they're kind of doing a committee situation, and it's starting to piss me off.
But if you look at the scores, that's why. They're pulling out their starters in the fourth.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is playing like he's in fucking college still. Where the Ravens are pulling out their starters, because I have Mark Ingram on a bunch of teams, and I'm pissed off that he's not playing as much. But when you're up by 40, which look, they were up by 40 in this fucking game over the weekend, you got to pull your starters. I agree with it. On the other side of that was God, who beat me? With the Rams. I lost a fantasy football match on the Rams in that blowout to the Ravens Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy had Robert Woods. Now you're down by 40 fucking points.
Yeah.
And they kept all their starters in to the very last end of the game, the Rams did. And they were throwing the ball, and I lost on that last Robert Woods catch by like fucking 6 points to this guy. And to me, man, that you're not protecting your players in any of that situation. The Rams are done. I'm ready to write off the Rams for the year. Are you?
Yeah, I mean, in the NFC, there's too many good teams in the NFC now. The 49ers and Saints and fucking Seahawks. There's no way.
Seahawks. Somebody's going to win that bullshit division that the Cowboys are in. And then, look, I still...
That's a 50-50 division. I
still would not sleep on the Vikings if Thielen gets healthy here from this hamstring injury. So... You're right. There's a lot of good teams there. Whereas the NFC, oh, God damn it, man. Watching the Patriots is like watching you take a cheese grater to your fucking scrotum right after you got out of the sauna. Like, I want to see it as saggy as possible. And you just drag your balls down a cheese grater as hard as you can. And I have to watch your balls unravel, and watch that shred out. It's miserable watching the Patriots this year.
It's brutal.
I mean, they're winning games like 13-10, 16-10. Congratulations, you're 10-1. It is the most miserable brand of football to watch. And to me, I know I've said this in the past, and I'm going to say it one more fucking time in case you're new to this show. The only year the Patriots were interesting to watch.
It's when Randy Moss was there.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is the only fucking year that I rooted for them. Because look, when my team is out of it, I love football so much, college and pro, that I just want to see exciting games. I want to see the best of the best out there. This is not the best. This is awful to watch.
Well, they've only given up 117 points this year.
They have, but
their point differential is 183
great.
On the season. That means they're outscoring opponents by an average of 17 points a game.
Who is their one loss to?
Shit, I don't remember. The fucking Dolphins, right?
Baltimore Ravens,
yeah, right.
and they got trashed.
They almost
Lamar Jackson fucking housed them. It was never close.
Yeah, but I mean that's
never close in that game.
I get that, but with Belichick, I never put it past him to pull some bullshit. Honestly, to just fuck around for a game and take a meaningless loss.
I guess, man.
By the way, the Ravens are 184, so they're actually a point better differential.
There we go. And that defense, man, looks like that old Ray Lewis defense. I enjoy watching the Ravens play, man. I never thought that I would say that in a million years. I even last year with Lamar Jackson, man, his passes didn't look crisp. He was throwing a lot of ducks. And then, ironically, he did an interview last week where he said that. He was like, man, the difference between me personally gripping a college football and an NFL football, he goes, I go back and look at last year's game tape. I was awful. He goes, I could barely throw a spiral. It was refreshing to hear because that's exactly what I had said. And I was just like, at least I'm not the only one. But he said that the difference in the ball for him personally made a big deal where I guess, for most guys it didn't. But look, I would be more than happy to see, if I had my dream for the AFC Championship, Chiefs, Ravens, Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson.
Maybe. We'll see where the Chiefs are in a couple of weeks. I mean,
they got to get healthy, man.
They're all
Tyreek
over
Hill
the place. I think there's a good shot the Raiders are going to come in and spank them this week, to be honest.
Well, we'll get to that. There's no fucking way in hell I'm picking that. But
I'm not saying I'm picking it. I'm saying I think there's a chance that it could happen. And then they got to go at New England after that. It could be a rough couple of weeks. They could be fucking 7-6. They could be 8-5, which is, either one of those are still fine.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if they're a wild card team. You know how pissed off you'd be. You win your division, and you've got to play the Chiefs in the first round of wild card matchup.
The Chiefs' defense is really, really bad.
Terrible.
I wouldn't really, honestly,
absolutely terrible.
I wouldn't be too worried. Like if you have a really great pass rush, like Baltimore does, and you have a really great offense, like Baltimore does, I don't fear the Chiefs in any way at this point.
Let me ask you this, and this is going to sound weird, but a lot of people have been saying, especially after this year, that college style of play, that Kingsbury and Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson, they're essentially adjusting these offense for these college kids, right? Yeah. They never used to do that before. Now they are. Is there any thought, if you're Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and saying, all right, we have Mahomes, we have Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, we have all these weapons, Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman, and end of the earth on this one, right? Is there any thought where you say, all right, our defense sucks, and you do the Oklahoma Big 12 approach where you're like, fuck a defense. Let's just try to put 60 on the board every week because our defense isn't good enough. Why wouldn't you try that?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, they've got as much talent as anybody.
Right? On offense.
They've got Watkins, Hill.
On offense.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. There's no – I just don't know if that means your offense is going to be on the field a lot.
They are.
Also means your defense is going to be on the field a lot, right? Because you're going to score fast. That's what fucked them against.
But this
the
is
Patriots
the mentality that the entire Big 12 has taken for years.
Yeah, I know. But you're betting every game that you can outscore your opponent without the Patriots have a decent defense. Plus they can score. The Ravens have a good defense. Plus they can score. Like I don't think that's a winning formula. I don't think Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins are that much better than Tom Brady and Edelman and their combination of running backs or fucking Lamar Jackson and his weapons. I don't think they're that much better that they could just not play defense.
But I think that's your only choice at this point.
It might be, yeah.
That's my point to all this. I think that's your only choice at this point is to score 60 a game and say, fuck it. Let's try to do it like this. Because I look at that Big 12. And that's exactly what they do there. For whatever, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, they just gave up on defense, that entire conference.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, who can we get into a shootout with and just figure it the fuck out later?
Well, I mean, it may not be – well, one of the things that people don't talk much about with the Warriors in their mid-2000s runs, our 2010s runs, is just the pace of offense that they played. It wasn't necessarily Draymond is – a really good role player. He's a great role player, actually. And Steph and Clay are both great. They're great players. But they fucking were the most in-shape team we may have ever seen in the NBA, honestly. And that amount of pressure creates mistakes. So, yeah, maybe that's what you got to count on.
They were putting 140 on the board every night, it felt like. And it was like, all right, great. We don't really give a shit about defense. We'll just figure it out offensively and bombs away. I wonder if you turn to that. I don't know if the NFL works like that exactly, but to me, just trying to figure it out, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it would at least be something different at this point.
It would,
because I don't know. I mean, look, they're not getting. I don't even know what their draft situation is like, but chances are they're going to do at least okay in the playoffs, and they're going to have a bottom third draft pick. You're not going to get a difference-making defensive player in that.
Talking about the Chiefs?
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs' biggest mistake this year was not getting Jalen Ramsey. I really do.
Yeah, but maybe they weren't ever in the running for it. I mean, maybe they didn't want to sacrifice whatever they had, although I think that if it was a first and second rounder, their first and second rounder this year will never be as good as Jalen Ramsey would have been for that
I can
team.
tell you with the DBs that are great in this draft, all of them are going top 10. 2 of them are out of Ohio State, Okuda and those guys. Like, you're fucked. You're not, and they're not a top 10 draft team. You're right.
No, they're a bottom third.
Exactly.
For sure.
So why didn't you go all in on Jalen Ramsey knowing how shitty your defense was? I don't understand that move.
I mean, having Jalen Ramsey and the fucking Honey Badger on the same side of the ball would be interesting because they create a lot of havoc.
Yeah.
Just in general. Even if you're not creating a lot of fucking pressure on the quarterback, those two guys out there at corner.
Mentally,
corner
just getting
safety,
into those receivers. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So to me, that was their biggest mistake. But look, 49ers fans, I was wrong about you this year. I'm wrong about one team every year. I think everybody is. So last year my team was the Bears. I did not believe in the Bears. They ended up going 12-5, 13-4, whatever it was.
Yeah, but we can see
13-3.
that was a fluke.
We can.
Like that was just the Packers sucked last year. They had a lot of easy games. The fucking Vikings underperformed like crazy. Pretty much that entire division actually underperformed, except for the Bears, who overperformed.
Yeah,
I think that was an anomaly.
For me personally,
just so we're clear, the Bears fucking suck.
Yeah, for me personally, I was wrong. I was wrong about the 49ers this year, and that Packers beatdown was
rough,
brutal. Aaron Rodgers just looked lost out there.
He threw for like 100 yards or something.
I mean, it was crazy. At one point, he had 72 yards, I think, in the third quarter, and I was like, "That's Aaron." Are we talking about Aaron Rodgers?
And the difference in this game, usually if you see something like that out of him, you'll also see that they didn't run the ball very much.
Mm-hmm.
But their two backs had 11 and 13 carries respectively. So it wasn't that. It was just that San Francisco fucking punished them the entire game. And now you got to ask yourself, like we've seen what Green Bay's offense can do when they actually hand the ball off and that works for them. Is San Francisco's defense really that good? Is it that good?
I don't know.
It's interesting to me to because 8 points, man, I don't know. I don't think they're that good. I think Green Bay just sucks, but oof.
Brutal. How do we do this week in NFL and college? Right around 500. Meh. It was a meh weekend. Look, I told you in college I was only taking 4 games.
Well, I was 5-1 in college.
You were?
Yeah.
I didn't like the college slate this weekend. To me, look, you had all SEC played was Division II schools.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, Penn State was the weather. You would call that the weather key out.
Yeah, I won that one, but
yeah. And it was a factor. It was a strange game. And look, the weather definitely played a factor. The whole game plan for Ohio State is, we've never ran the ball that much the entire season.
No, I feel like
Fields had 21 carries. But this is here's what I will say for Ohio State fans and out there who are like, yo, man, I don't know how I feel about that performance. Every year, and this is what Urban used to do, the week before, he would throw an entirely different game plan than what he actually did against Michigan. I'm not psyched that they did that for this game, but also there was 3 turnovers, 1 in the end zone. It could have very easily been 42-7 or whatever. There was 2 bad turnovers in the within the 20-yard line. Yeah. Well, 1 in the end zone when he scored. Fields scored and it got overturned on a replay.
Yeah.
And then 2 bad fumbles in our 20-yard line where they just walked in 14 points. So that game could have been a blowout. But also, I've never seen Fields throw less. But we were there. The weather was shitty.
Yeah,
it was
pretty
windy,
brutal.
cold, rainy. The thing that I'm most happy about playing these games is it prepares you for the playoffs. And a lot of people say, hey, man, you should play bigger teams or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
You can do that as well. But the elements of the Big Ten are real. They're in your face, and you've got to fucking deal with that. This is the last week that Ohio State personally will have to deal with any form of elements in Michigan. Every game after that we're in a dome. The SEC does not have to deal with this shit because they're in great weather and they're in domes or whatever. Changing a game plan that drastically to where you have to run the ball 60 goddamn times a game is it's brutal and it sucks.
61 actually.
61, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to hold on the ball. I understand why they did that. I'm still not psyched about it because Fields, when they did let him throw, dropped 2 dimes into touchdowns to Olave and those guys. But they did not cover. That fucked me just as much as it fucked you at home.
Didn't fuck me.
And not you, Dan. You were fine. But me personally.
Although I did, if the weather had not been inclement, I think it would have been probably a 3-score game, maybe 4.
Maybe more. Whatever. That game plan sucked. They didn't have a choice. But Ryan Day said it after the game. The coach was just like, hey, man, I don't know what we're fucking deal with. But it's nice if you can run the ball 61 times a game and still win pretty handily. It is what it is. The problem I have with them and last week is the rankings this week. I do not think Ohio State should have jumped LSU in the rankings. That's dumb.
I don't know why they're.
LSU has played a tougher schedule.
I think honestly, it's just.
I love Ohio State. I'm a homer, and but I host a sports show. I'm objective.
It kind of feels like they're just moving people around to move them around to create controversy at this point. Like I don't know.
I guess
honestly, I don't think Georgia should be number 4. Frankly.
I do.
I think Oklahoma should be number 4.
I don't.
I think if Georgia if the playoffs started today, and Georgia played Ohio State, they would get beat by 21 minimum. They would get fucking slaughtered by Ohio State. And I think Oklahoma State would probably keep it within 2 scores.
Georgia's got a pretty good defense. The thing with Oklahoma though, when you're able to chuck like that over and over again,
that's what I'm saying.
It's literally the exact same theory I said that the Chiefs should implement.
And as good as Ohio State's defense is, nobody is stopping that Oklahoma offense permanently. Like you may keep them like
to 35.
Between 30, 35, but that's it, dude. There's no way you're keeping them less than that.
To me, if you're an Oklahoma fan though, and you look at these rankings, you don't have you have no shots to go to the college football playoffs.
Not now, no. I mean,
it is over.
Why the fuck Utah is in the top 6?
Yep.
With the absolute joke that the fucking Pac-12 is. Like their fucking golden child every year. Oregon just got smacked down by a team that wasn't even fucking ranked.
Arizona State.
Give me a break, dude. That whole conference is full of shit.
Of Arizona State.
Honestly, if you get beat by an unranked team like that, and that's your second loss of the year, and you only go down to 14, consider yourself lucky. You shouldn't even be in the top 25. Asshole.
No, and I've
now
said
USC
this all year
up there too.
That I do not bet Oregon. We're not betting Oregon anymore this year. That is exactly why. And it's
like
funny.
You're gonna tell me that Oregon is a better team than Auburn? Give me a fucking break, dude. There's no way. I don't like the fucking SEC bias
they
bullshit.
Beat
either.
Auburn.
One game.
And it was on a miracle.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Auburn beat Oregon.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I thought that was one of their losses.
Positive, actually.
Oh, yeah, that was the first game of the year.
It was that fucking
bullshit.
Hail Mary by that kid.
That
Auburn
game,
beat Oregon. Are they ranked? Is Oregon ranked ahead of Auburn?
Auburn is 15. Oregon's 14. But
that's shitty.
I think I didn't, not that game. I didn't really pay attention because that game was a fluke. That was the first game of the year. I don't ever count that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think beside all that shit, I don't think that Oregon is a better team than Auburn. I don't think Oregon should even be in the top 25. I don't think any of these Pac-12 teams should be, but it just exposes what's wrong with college football right now, which is one of the reasons that I'm fucking tuned out of it half the time, to be honest, because until the SEC and Pac-12 start playing teams outside of their conferences, I'm not really going to care that much. I mean, Auburn's the only team that did play anybody outside their conference this year, of any of the major teams in the fucking top 25. Like, who else is playing a bunch of out-of-conference games against ranked opponents?
So, look, if you're Oklahoma at 7 here in these current rankings, LSU or Georgia's going to lose. You're hoping for a Georgia loss in particular. Alabama.
Well, Georgia's going to lose in the fucking SEC championship.
I have something different, my friend. But
you said that already, but I'll fucking take any bet you want on that one.
We will, and we'll bet huge on that. But look, I think Utah, they're going to lose. So I think I really believe that, because do they have a Pac-12 championship? They didn't used to. I think they do now.
They only play Colorado. That's their last game.
Look up if they have a Pac-12 championship. They used to not, by the way.
It's December 6th there, or
okay,
7th.
So they do. And it'll probably be Oregon, I would imagine, right?
Oh, it's at Levi Stadium. Ugh.
Yeah, gross. Take a shit in the street. I would imagine it's going to be Oregon, correct?
Let's see about that.
Because if so, I've got Oregon over Utah in that, and I think Utah will be out of there. Oklahoma, you should move up.
Show me the fucking bitch.
Oklahoma's got no one left to play here. Baylor, maybe, I guess. Is that a team? Is it not?
It'll be Oregon. There's no way that it won't be.
Alabama's got to play Auburn. We'll get to that game in a second. I don't think Alabama will be there anymore. And then Georgia plays LSU. Ohio State plays Michigan. Clemson plays absolutely nobody. So Clemson is the only guarantee that is in, to me.
Clemson's probably going to play Virginia or Virginia Tech, one of those two.
Gross.
Because Miami's like a game behind both of those teams.
Gross.
So that's just going to be – actually, but that's one of those games. Clemson hasn't done it this year, but every year there's one of those games against a shitty opponent they slip up. I can't imagine it's going to be the ACC championship game. Dabo's a good coach. He's not going to let that happen. But you never fucking know, man.
So, look, Oklahoma, you need a lot of help here. You might get it, though, and we'll get to that in a second. But just breezing down this lineup here, Minnesota 8, Baylor at 9. Look,
I won that one. I had Baylor at -5.5.
I will say this: just looking through these teams here, it is pretty goddamn close to what we said at the beginning of the year. Where in most of these conferences, it's top heavy with two teams.
Mm-hmm.
There's two teams there,
except for the ACC, which is
one
the
team,
toppest heavy with
one
only one
team in the ACC. There was a guy on Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook who said, "Hey man, does the ACC even count as a conference?" No. You've won football school.
Well,
and everyone else sucks.
If Clemson keeps winning championships, you can't make that argument because the only real argument is, well, they didn't play anybody all year. But the whole point of playing people is to get tuned up for these big games, and they still crush people in the big games. Like, they didn't play anybody all year last year, and then they fucking stomped Notre Dame and Alabama. So what are you going to say about that? You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this today, because this was brought up on another show that I was watching earlier. Today, gun to head, who wins the national championship?
Clemson.
Wow.
So I bet before the season started.
So did I.
Honestly, I've had my reservations this year during the season, but the last couple of times I've seen them play, it just seems like they're bored and playing with people, and once they start playing good teams again, they're going to start fucking people up.
Okay.
And I think their defense might be a little bit better this year than it was last year, honestly.
Ooh.
We haven't seen all that yet. Now, again, we don't know. But we didn't know last year. Like, people were super confident about Clemson last year, but there was nothing to base that on.
No, they weren't. Look, last year, Alabama was favored to win the national title. And as well, they should have been. I just had a gut feeling. You did, too, about Clemson.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was that defense. I mean, that defense is fucking crazy because we didn't even know. Like, we talked about it before the season.
Kelly Bryant transferred midseason.
Well, we knew. We predicted before the season that Kelly Bryant would get 3 or 4 games probably, and then Trevor Lawrence would take over. I didn't know how well he would do as a true freshman, but he fucking did well. I
actually didn't know what Kelly Bryant. I didn't know. He was fine, man. He played in the championship before. Yeah. We'll see. That's interesting that you say that because you're one of the very few people that is saying that right now.
Yep. I think the final the final standings are probably going to be. I think LSU will probably go back up to number 1 after they beat Auburn because of Auburn's strength of schedule. Georgia, because of Georgia's strength of schedule and having to play some of those ranked SEC teams. I think that Ohio State will be number 2, and I think Clemson will be 3, and Oklahoma will probably be 4. That's my guess because I think Georgia's going to lose.
Gotcha.
And I think that whomever, it's probably going to be LSU. They're probably going to fucking light Oklahoma on fire, dude. Honestly, they'll probably win by, I don't know. They're probably only going to win by like 18 points, 17, 18, something like that. But the game will be dominant. And then I think that's a Clemson-Ohio State middle matchup there. And that's where you're going to see, I think one of those teams will probably win the national championship, that 2-3 spot. Because that's going to be the game that prepares you for that championship game.
Yep.
And I don't think, like, LSU is going to cruise through Oklahoma or whomever is in the number 4 spot. It doesn't matter. They're going to light them up. And I think it'll be Ohio State Clemson playing for that other seed, and whoever wins that game is going to win the national championship. That's my guess.
I have this differently. Here's what I have, okay? And then we'll get into the predictions for next week, this upcoming week. I have LSU losing to Georgia in the SEC championship. Therefore, that knocks them down. I have Ohio State winning out, beating Michigan, and then either Minnesota or Wisconsin. The winner of that game will be whoever their next victim is in the Big Ten championship. I have Clemson winning out. So I have Georgia at 2. I have Ohio State at 1, finishing at 1. I have Georgia finishing at 2. I have Clemson at 3. And I have LSU at 4. I think it's going to be Ohio State versus LSU, which is going to be a ratings bonanza for them all the way around. It is Joe Burrow versus his alma mater or the old team that whatever, right? That will be a ratings bonanza. I think Georgia and Clemson will be a fucking fantastic game. I do, and I'll tell you why.
Clemson will blow Georgia out. Dude.
Georgia's got a really great defense. I don't know if their offense can hang with Clemson's.
There's no way.
I really don't. But
their offense has been terrible all season.
Clemson has not seen one single good defense the entire year. They will in Georgia.
Yep.
And I don't know who wins that game. As an Ohio State fan, I do not want to play Clemson in the Final Four because I don't know. I have no idea if this team is good enough or not. You and I have been as close as one possibly can be to Clemson and cutting Trevor Lawrence's hair right in front of us if we wanted to. They still did not look that impressive to me against a shitty, shitty team. I don't know if they're bored. I'm with you on this. I don't know if they're bored. That very well could be the case. And then they could turn it on for the great teams. To me, in that game, they still look bored, and they won by 50.
Yeah.
But the other team they were playing was a junior varsity team. So I have no idea. What I do know is this. I think they are dangerous. They are probably the most dangerous team because you don't know anything about them because they've played no one all year. Therefore, there's no game tape you can actually see of like, hey, man, who actually did something there against them?
You don't have any tape. And
The North Carolina game, I guess.
Yeah. Well, maybe a little bit, but that wasn't even like they ran one half of football in their normal offense, and then they started dicking around in the third, and they pulled their starters by halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, and this is way too early. I got Ohio State, Clemson, national championship, and with all the current things I said happening, and I think Ohio State wins it based on defense.
Maybe they have the best defensive player in the league. I don't think they have the best defense in the league.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I truly don't. Because I think Georgia's got a great defense. It's super underrated.
They have a great defense, but they're going to be on the field so much because Clemson's defense is going to keep Fromm. They're going to fuck Fromm up, and the Georgia defense will be on the field. We may go into halftime with like a 14-7 game Clemson, but it's going to end 45 to like 21 Clemson.
Maybe.
Because that defense is going to be fucked by then.
I think, going back to the top-heavy thing that we were talking about earlier with all these conferences, that they're all top-heavy, the disadvantage of that is Clemson, man. When there is no heavy.
They're fresh.
I don't know. I have no idea what they will look like against a great team because they're not doing that for the first 13 games of the year.
You do know though what they're gonna, and they know too. That's the most important part. They know that they went up against two of the best teams in the country last year after not doing much of anything all year and fucking lit their asses up. Like they did the exact same thing last year, and this is what Dabo is telling them right now. This is exactly what we did last season.
Did they not have one hard game last year either? Was that
they had a close one against not Syracuse. That was 2 years ago. Who was it?
NC State. But it was
like
the
20,
quarterback got hurt.
It was like a 24-21 game or some shit like that.
They were down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Bryant got hurt in that one.
Yeah.
But did they not have any other hard games on that schedule last year?
Hard? I mean, it depends on what you mean by hard. You mean like a penis?
Yeah. They have any 6-inchers at least on that schedule because they got none this year.
Yeah, let me look.
You pull that up. I'm going to do the sponsors real quick. I'm curious as to that because
it was Syracuse. It was 27-23 in that game. And then after that, there wasn't any game that was within like
did they play anybody ranked?
Points.
Let me ask you that.
Boston College and NC State, and they fucking smoked both of them.
So they didn't play anybody last year either.
I mean, those two teams were 16 and 17 respectively, but that doesn't mean shit.
I mean, I don't respect this. Who's 16 and 17 right now?
Oh, it was Texas A&M at the beginning of the season. It was 28-26. That's that game where Kelly Bryant got hurt and then Trevor Lawrence took over. And then they had a close game against Syracuse where they won with like a touchdown, I think, in the fourth quarter. But that Syracuse is always hard for them for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think it was this year. They didn't play them this year, did they?
Yeah, they played them this year. They housed them.
Oh, it's 41-6. That's right. Yeah, so I don't think
you're right.
If I'm Dabo, that's what I'm telling them. Like,
right,
hey,
man.
we're going to do the same thing this year that we did last year. We're going to fucking cruise through this and use this as tune-up. We're going to test shit out. Going to hide all of our good shit. And you know that we can fucking beat these guys because we beat them last year.
Maybe.
And they're not better last year than they were this year, except for Ohio State. And I guess LSU's better, but they didn't play them last year.
No.
And they're not, honestly, Clemson's not worried about LSU, in my opinion. Like, I think LSU is a great football team, but I don't think Clemson is worried about them at all.
Their LSU's defense is
it's good.
It's okay. Like, but if you're Clemson,
good. It's not as good as it was last year. No. It was better last year.
It was better last year.
Yeah.
If you're Clemson, I think you're fine with LSU. If you're Clemson, the only defense you don't want to play is Georgia's and Ohio State out of this group. Because look, if let's say you're right and Oklahoma sneaks in there, Jesus Christ,
that's gonna be a game.
Could be an 80 to fucking 76 game. Well,
not against Clemson.
Maybe.
No way.
I don't know.
Or Ohio State. Maybe if it's LSU.
Not Ohio State, obviously.
If it's LSU, it's going to be a high-scoring game. But if it's LSU or Clemson versus Oklahoma, it's definitely not going to be a high-scoring game.
Man.
Yeah, it'll be high-scoring on one side of the ball for sure, but not both.
Find out. That's the only team I don't want to play because I don't know anything about them. I know nothing. Even seeing them in person, I know nothing about them. Let's get to the sponsors, and then we'll get into the fucking picks for Rivalry Week this week. First up, we got mybookie.com.
Yep.
/Drinkin Bros. Is that working?
They have, yeah, it is.
With our logo?
Yep. Well, it doesn't have our logo on it.
Come on, MyBookie. I love them so much. Yeah, they fucking hate me.
Let's see.
MyBookie.com. Look, I bet with you guys, everybody does. Go, if you're MyBookie and you're listening to the show, go sign up for Drinkin Bros Sports. We all bet with you. It's the easiest site to use in the world to me.
It is actually.
Gambling wise, for real.
Yeah.
Shit.
So they've got the Thanksgiving Day promo.
And we're going to do that.
So
we're going to do that promo. Tell them what that is, man. This is sexy.
Yeah.
He's going to get everybody involved for free, right?
Where's the goddamn thing?
I think I screenshotted it. Here we go.
So it's a risk-free bet, basically.
It's
called No Risk, All Gravy.
Here, wait. I got Turkey Day Free Play 2019 on mine.
Yeah.
Bet up to $250 risk-free. Here's how to claim that bet. I'm going to read this off to you because this is great. I always watch these games. I always put money on these games, but also we bet on every game, so we're junkies. Don't listen to us. And he was like, hey, can you cash out? I have no idea. We leave it in there the entire year. Yeah. I don't think we cash out until the end of March Madness, to be honest with you. I didn't cash out last year.
I didn't cash out at all last year.
I did it after March Madness, I think, because it's summertime. All right, so bet the Bears, the Lions, full game spread, 12:30. And your first cash bet qualifies. Straight wagers only, which I like.
Yeah, there's no
money line bullshit. Yeah, because let's face it, if Stafford's not playing, I don't know how you take the money line on the Lions. Winning bets win. Losing bets will be credited back within an hour.
Stafford's been ruled out.
He has.
Yep.
Oh, great.
As of today.
Jesus Christ.
TJ Hawkinson is questionable. And their backup, Jeff Driscoll, also questionable.
Yeah, I just start him in a league this week. That's how bad. I'm in this injured reserved. The Cutthroat Killers League. I'm down to Jeff Driscoll this
Trey
week.
Flowers.
So, all right, winning bets win. Losing bets will be credited back within 1 hour of the game ending. So that means you put in $250. If you lose, you're going to get it right back on your credit card right afterwards. A maximum of $250 will be refunded as cash. So that means, hey, man, you can bet $250 on it. You win $250 and then get the fuck out of there. Full game spread is expected November 24th, 11 p.m. Eastern. And then there's a one-time rollover on refunded bets. So let's say you want to bet on something else, you can, just for once. But that's a fucking awesome deal and allows you to bet on the game, get familiar with the site. For real, man, I love MyBookie, and we bet with him, Jesus, for everything. Even on shit we shouldn't have. I bet on Trump on them. You know they still have Trump bets up.
Oh, I bet on it a long time ago, yeah.
So did I. You know when I bet was the day after the Mueller thing got, right after he testified, I was like, oh, Trump's going to win.
Did you see him trolling yesterday with the turkey?
Did you see him put a fucking picture of himself up with his head on Rocky's body?
No.
Yeah. You're welcome. No
Dave
context,
Chappelle,
no nothing.
Dave Chappelle is right. We elected an internet troll.
It's great.
And to be honest,
the country's doing
everyone
great.
out there knows I don't give a shit about politicians or anything like that. As a matter of fact, we spent the last couple of weeks attacking the fuck out of some. And on tomorrow's, we're not doing the fake news this week.
We did do a Thanksgiving Day special. Yeah.
We did a Thanksgiving Day special, and at the end of it, there's a special announcement. Don't skip to the end like an asshole. Watch the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, and it'll be live on YouTube. We were live from Plymouth Rock, actually. We went to the Plymouth Rock
University,
and we did that. We did that. But go to mybookie.com /Drinkin Bros or the promo code Drinkin Bros. Doubles your deposits all the way to $1,000.
Yep.
First timers only. A lot of people trying to go back in and use that. Look, I wish we could. I wish everybody could.
Yeah, no shit, right? We'll come back. We'll come back to this game and tell you how to bet, by the way. But just so you know, up front, Matthew Stafford is out. His back is broken in half.
Oof.
He's dead.
God damn it. I've got Marvin Jones in a couple leagues, too.
Well, you're fucked on that
look,
one.
I love MyBookie, for real, man. It's great. I bet with you every single day on bullshit. Even that game, the Ravens game, I didn't even believe in that game Monday night and just fucking put money on it just to do it.
I loved that game.
Still didn't.
Because I knew that Well, we'll get to that later.
Still didn't. Either way, I love them. Next up, we talked about LukeBelair.com. I've been drinking this all day. This is great for the holidays. Get it. Get on it. It's the best. LucBelaire.com/Drinkin Bros. This is the most expensive champagne, rosé, all that shit in the business. It gets knocked down to $26 a bottle, 30% off at LukeBelaire.com/Drinkin Bros. This is all you need to show up at somebody's house, man, for the holidays. So do it. Next up,
don't just randomly show up to people's houses though.
You can,
because I keep doing that every year for the holidays.
If you show up with a bottle of champagne,
then
people gonna kick you out.
Well, people invite me, and I don't show up. Like tomorrow,
yeah,
I'm not showing up to your house, and then I show up to places where I'm not invited because that's funnier to me. Life is super boring. We have to do interesting things. But yeah, you should. If you're gonna show up to somebody's place, please bring booze. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake. At least bring some fucking White Claw or something. And if you're coming to our campaign kickoff next Wednesday, December 4th, here at 615 South 15th Street.
Yes.
Wilmington, North Carolina, 28401. Make sure you bring some chili.
Chili. We're having a chili cook-off here for our campaign kickoff. Holloway, Patterson, 2020, New Hanover County School Board. We're doing it live. We're doing a live show that day. Yep. Tiffany Hart will be here, I believe.
She will, yeah.
And
actually, somebody else is going to be here. Who else is going to be here?
Really?
Somebody else is coming. I can't remember who it is. I'll have to figure that out.
It's going to be great.
Oh, it might be a guy from Irreverent Warriors, Donnie O'Malley's thing. Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Sully from he works up in Raleigh.
Yes.
With Irreverent Warriors. He's going to be here too.
Bring your chili. We've got campaign buttons, the whole shit.
I'm bringing a can of Hormel chili. One can. I'm not even going to open it, and it's not the kind where you can pop the lid on. I'm just going to set it there.
You know what would be funny is if you entered it in as a different bowl and see if anybody knew the difference.
No one would know the difference, dude.
I think they would.
No,
I think they would. Next up is Stance.com. This is your end all be all. You wear these guys every day.
I love them. I wear the weirdest shit.
STANCE.com.
As you can see.
Yeah, the Epstein.
Yeah, it's Stance. Actually, this is a gift from Tiffany Hart.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they actually have some holiday specials going on right now, but for our deal, go to stance.com/Drinkin Bros. You buy anything and you get a free pair of socks, basically. So you can get they have the Grinch socks, so that's a good gift for Christmas time. They've actually got a shitload of fucking socks that they made just for the holiday season. They have Elf, Will Ferrell's face, from Elf. They have like a litany of Grinch ones. They have Dunder Mifflin socks from The Office. Ones with Dwight Schrute's fucking face on them. He's one of the best characters in TV history, Dwight Schrute, right?
Yeah.
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
They've got Step Brothers, which is Amiri King and Jared Taylor. Those two idiots.
They have Step Brothers?
Yeah, dude.
It's really funny.
They're fucking $18 plus, so you can buy.
And you go BOGO. You buy one get one free.
Yeah. I mean, they've got tons of shit. They've got fucking Jimi Hendrix. They've got let's see what else.
Today's Hendrix's birthday.
Is it?
Yep.
Congratulations, Jimmy. You made it another year.
Well, he didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
They've got some underwear here that are surfing Santa, which is always nice.
Yeah.
I wonder whose job it is. Go on the site and look down at the fucking boxer briefs they have here. Whose job is it to make sure that the dick cup is filled out properly when you take these pictures?
Probably use my dick.
Anyways, these are great socks. They have the NFL hold on, let me show you here. Well, I'm not going to show you, but I'm just going to look. They've got Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, all that shit because,
everything,
they're all owned by the same company now.
Yeah, Disney.
Let's see. Yeah.
But go to stance.com, STANCE.com. Is it /Drinkin Bros?
Drinkin Bros. Oh, they got some sweet-ass fucking 4th of July socks on here, too. Damn it. I got to get those.
4th of July
They got like 3 pairs of
Anthony.
They got 3 pairs of Wu-Tang socks. They've got some Cobra Kai socks.
Goddamn right.
Anyways, they've got a shitload of stuff on here. They've got sports teams. They've got the ones with the big faces on them, like James Harden and Steph Curry and all those dicks.
Huge.
Stance.com
BOGO, dude. You go on BOGO. You buy one, get one free.
We actually need to get them to make Drinkin Bros socks.
BOGO. Buy one, get one free. They're great. Go to stance.com /Drinkin Bros.
Yep.
And you get buy one, get one free, man. It's fucking awesome.
Great holiday gifts.
Last but not least, protect your digital butthole. ExpressVPN.com.
Who? It's ExpressVPN.com?
/Drinkin Bros.
Yeah, that's... Who was I talking to? Actually, I wasn't talking to him. Somebody posted about it, and in, I don't remember if it was Maine or Sports the other day. They're like, hey, look, in the last year, I've had 3 things happen. My fucking wallet got stolen.
Yep.
My phone got compromised, and then I fucking one of my bank accounts got compromised.
Yeah.
From the phone. Like, protect that butthole, son.
Protect that digital butthole. This is a seamless app that runs in the background of your iPhones, your tablets,
Hard tops,
soft tops. No, your laptops, desktops, all that shit, man. And nobody can get to your shit. You'll never even know it's there. $7 a month. And if you sign up at expressvpn.com/Drinkin Bros today, you get 3 free months. And it'll break all those firewalls. So
yeah,
you
can
watch porn at work. You can do all that shit, which is key. You can watch this show on YouTube at work, which is key. We are always live on YouTube for the sports show. Go to expressvpn.com/Drinkin Bros today and protect your digital buttholes in the city.
Or out of the city. If you're in the country, you can also protect your digital butthole.
Yeah, and if you sign up for a year, you get 3 free months.
And if you're in the country, I recommend protecting your actual butthole as well. Because John Voight might be out there looking for you.
Protect your butthole. expressvpn.com/Drinkin Bros. Let's get to college rivalry week, shall we? You know what? Who wasn't a college rival real quick? Stephen F. Austin against
Duke
last night.
That was ugly.
At Duke, they lost. Duke lost to Stephen
It was the first
F.
time
Austin.
that Duke, as a number 1 team, had lost to an unranked opponent in their history.
Yeah.
And Duke's been number 1 a lot.
A lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
like 21.
21 Savage
would say. Yeah, that was
great
bad.
game though. Great
It
game.
was. You know, I like that when shit like that happens.
Same,
'Cause,
man.
Look, that doesn't hurt Duke at all. It's a learning experience for
It
them.
is.
Like, quit fucking around and take these teams seriously early in the season experience.
It's also a learning experience for college basketball this year. There is no great team. There is not one dominant team. Kentucky lost
That's
to
how
Evansville.
it is now.
But it's great. I don't mind it.
It is what it is. It's like that because nobody stays more than 1 year that has any real talent.
Yeah,
Like
they're out.
this kid that's suspended for Memphis right now, and his suspension's been upheld at Wiseman. He's going to be out for 12 games, or at least with time served, it'll end up being 12 games. That's a third of his college career because that's the only season that motherfucker's playing.
That's it.
He's gone. Like as soon as this season's over, he's out.
The interesting case is LaMelo.
Well, he went to Europe, right?
He's in Australia and he's lighting it up.
Australia.
He had a fucking triple-double but he's playing against pro people.
Yep.
He might end up being the number 1 pick in this draft.
Could be. He looks like he might be a little bit better than his brothers.
I know, which is scary.
Well,
Lonzo's
all right.
I'm not going to hold out.
He's all right. He's a good. He's an NBA level player for sure. He's not up there for no reason, but he's not a great player.
The middle brother is not going to be anything.
No, he's like 5'6", I think.
Yeah. All right. First game up Friday, right after Turkey Day at noon. You can roll on into Buffalo Wild Wings and ditch your family to go see number 24 Virginia Tech against Virginia. Spread is -2.5.
The winner of this game is going to be playing Clemson in the ACC championship.
Yep. They're going to be offered up to them like an Indiana Jones body.
What? I don't know. I don't get the reference, but yeah. More like
Temple of Doom.
Nope. I don't. I mean, like you're pulling the heart out of the chest kind of situation.
Yep. That's exactly what Clemson's going to do to one of these teams because let's face it, Virginia Tech's in at 24, barely in the top 25.
Yeah.
Virginia, barely in there. Neither do these teams.
How are you 5-2 in the SEC or the ACC?
I don't know, man.
The only team that it makes any sense to lose to is Clemson.
Right.
And one of these teams is going to be 5-3 in the ACC after this.
The other thing I look at is how do you bet this game?
I have no idea. Like, these teams have not been around. So, why do you do it? Because it's a rivalry, I guess.
Yes. But I don't bet this in real life. I can see Virginia winning this game.
Yeah, I think Virginia's been ranked this year.
They have. They were ranked, probably about 4 weeks this year. So
who are their losses to? Notre Dame? Damn, they played Notre Dame.
Yeah, man.
They lost to Louisville and Miami. Miami's had spurts of being good. Who did Virginia Tech?
They've had squirts of it.
Virginia Tech lost to Boston College and Duke. I'm going to go with Virginia on this one.
If you're, I'm not.
Those are bad losses. I mean, I'm just saying for the show. I'm not betting it.
I won't even say for the show.
I'm not betting it. I don't recommend you bet, but I think that Virginia will win this game.
I look at this as the mass shooting school versus the Tiki Torch school.
Yeah, they've had some bad history with weird fucking lunatics running around.
And I just don't like either of these schools. Virginia won the national championship last year
Not in this sport.
in basketball.
Yeah.
And that was the worst.
They're never going to win.
It was the worst. That was the worst national championship team I've ever seen.
It would have been
so
like
boring.
It would have been like if like the 2002 Princeton team had won.
Ugh.
Like with all the back cuts and all that shit. Like that's all they could really do.
I don't do this. I don't do this game at all.
No.
Next up, you got Iowa, number 17, Craig Dulesky's team against Nebraska. Got to hang out with Craig Dulesky. It's Penn State, Ohio State. Love that guy.
He touched me inappropriately.
He touches everybody inappropriately. I love it. I love that about him.
I wasn't complaining. I'm just saying that it happened.
Now, this is Iowa minus 5.5 against Nebraska. Nebraska, you might say, what are you playing for at 5 and 6 here? 6 and 6 is your last game of the year.
Yep.
We'll put you in a bowl game. Now, granted, it's going to be the Meineke Car Care Bowl or whatever the fuck it is, or the Alabama Birmingham Gatorback Touch Me Inappropriate Uncle Bowl, whatever
And
it is.
Scott Frost has signed like a 90-year extension.
Terrible.
He hasn't had a winning season yet.
No, and he's going to be your coach for the next 50 years.
Well,
of
I
your
got
life.
bad news for you. He's not going to have a winning season this year either because they're going to get fucking whipped by Iowa.
That's
right
what I
here.
say too, man. I'm betting Iowa in this game.
Yeah.
It's 5.5. Shit, I think Iowa wins by a touchdown. I'm fine with that. I don't know where this spread came from or why, but I'm betting Iowa in this game.
Let's look at the weather
sure.
on that one. Have you seen the weather?
Yeah, it's 45 and sunny. I don't even give a fuck about it.
Yeah. No, it's 45 and raining actually.
No,
So I might take. Oh man, I don't know.
I'm taking Iowa.
Let me look right quick.
Do whatever you want. I'm taking Iowa in this game. Nebraska's looked terrible all year.
Weather for Saturday. Actually, it looks like it's going to rain most of the day Friday and then be clear on Saturday. Yeah. I'm taking this at 5.5.
Huh.
Pending that weather, I'm going to wait through the week. But if this weather stays consistent and it doesn't, because that's what happened to us last week. It looked like it was going to rain all day Friday, Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah.
And then
switch to
Saturday, and it definitely affected that game. So I'm going to wait until probably midday Friday to make my decision on this game. But if it's at 5.5 still, I'm definitely taking Iowa.
Yeah. I'm taking Iowa anyways. I don't really give a shit. I'm going to do it tonight. Cincinnati at Memphis. This is Memphis minus 11.5.
If 5 years ago I told you that Cincinnati and Memphis would be playing each other in the last game of the year and they would both be top 20 teams, you would have shot me in the fucking face.
I might
Because you would have thought
know.
that I was a terrorist.
Yeah.
There's only terrorists talk like that.
Yeah. Look, this to me is easy money all day for me. I'm taking Cincinnati with 11.5 points.
Yeah, come on.
Against Memphis. What? Look, they're both 10-1, and you can say whatever you want, but
They're good teams. They've played some people.
Cincinnati has. Memphis has played SMU. Cincinnati played Ohio State, for fuck's sakes. I'm taking the points in Cincinnati all day with this one. I feel great about it. I think they win this fucking game, actually.
Maybe. I'm not going to bet the money line, but I could see them winning this game. They're definitely not going to lose.
I wonder how much that money line's worth at 11.5.
Let me look. They're definitely
Shit.
They're definitely not going to lose by
Might be
that much.
3-1, man. Whew. Boss.
Come on, Dick Tree.
I like that. Ooh, you think I'm gonna give you a Boys in the Hood reference while you look that up. You
Got
ready?
it.
Ooh, you think you tough?
I
bet you one of them rolling 60s, ain't you?
haven't seen that movie.
One of them Crenshaw Mafia motherfuckers. You never seen Boys in the Hood?
No, man, I'm good on that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think of this spread.
Four
Ooh.
4.5.
4.5 to 1.
Or no, it's excuse me.
On the money line?
It's 3.5. It's 350
Woo.
plus 350 Cincinnati.
You think you tough? Yeah, but you one of them Crenshaw Mafia motherfuckers. Or maybe one of them rolling 60s. I am taking Cincinnati in this one. You can go fuck yourself. Next up, you know the rules. They saved me over the weekend. And I want to praise you, Boise State. Always bet on Boise. Everybody who had a bad college football Saturday. It was a weird slate of games, man. I think we bet like 3 or 4 games. And I said this on the show, and obviously it's up in Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. Always bet on Boise. Last game of the night. They saved me.
You sure about this one? It's in Fort Collins, and it's going to be snowing all day.
Well, Boise's used to playing in cold. It's 13.5.
It's not about used to playing in the cold. It's about changing changing your offensive style to protect the ball.
I understand. Colorado State, I've actually been to this university before. I've performed there twice at this university. They do not come out for football games. They don't care about football games. There'll be about 80 people in the stands for this. And Boise plays in the cold. Colorado State is 4-7. Always bet on Boise. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, and I'm fine with it. I'm taking Boise.
I'm going to skip that one, but good luck.
You can. Next up is Appalachian State, still at number 25. No matter what happens, they are always at number 25.
Nice.
They have not moved off of number 25 for, I feel like, 10 weeks.
They've been 24 or 25 this whole goddamn season, I think, since week 3.
They have one loss, that's it, and they're always 25. It is 12.5 against the men of Troy, who are 5-6. Troy's a sneaky team. They play people tough.
Not this week.
I don't bet this game.
I'm not going to bet it either, but App State's going to win.
I do not bet this game. So, I think App State's going to win. I just don't bet this game with 12.5 points. And I wouldn't recommend that for you either. These aren't real fucking powerhouse schools for you to be throwing money around like that on. Now, the next one I do. Come on, brother. This is it.
I don't get this spread.
This is the game. This is the game. Now, this opened up at 8. I want to tell you for the audience, this is Ohio State versus Michigan. This is the game, obviously. I waited until 12:01 struck so I could see what the spread was on this game. Here's what is interesting to me about this, Anthony. It opened up at 9.5. When I woke up the following morning, this is at 12:01. I woke up the following morning, it was down to 8. When I went back later on that evening, it was back to 9.5. Now, it appears as if ESPN has this at minus 8.5.
9.5.
Now it's back to 9.5
since this morning. Yeah. Everybody in the country are betting on. Everyone in the country is betting on this game.
Everyone, but it appears as if both sides, because this has swung wildly back and forth from 8 to 9.5 4 fucking times at this point, and I think it's because exactly what we've said for weeks of this is what Michigan does, this is what Jim Harbaugh does. He wins a couple games. He gets them all excited, gets their little dicks hard, gets their little pussies wet out there, and then disappoints them. I have shoved in all my money. Your max bet on my book is 500. I have all 500 on Ohio State at 9.5. I can't believe this game, truthfully, is under 2 scores. I would have said, and this is no lie, this isn't the homer in me at all. I would have said to you this would probably be 13.5 before this game started.
I would have. Well, yeah, I'm fine with that because I would have gone up to 18 and still bet Ohio State.
Oof. I have a hard time with that. Look, you saw what happened at Penn State. It's just tough in conference, man. You have 1 versus 13. Penn State was 1 versus 8, 9. Like, it's tough. Yeah. What's the weather like right now?
Clear.
Really? I got 41 here.
41, and there's a little rain symbol on ESPN, but on the regular weather channel, it looks like the rain's going to be on Sunday.
Great.
If it's 40 degrees and clear on Saturday,
yeah.
No one's going to give a shit about that.
Oh, my God. This is going to be the beating that I need, and this is going to help me live, regenerate, give me life for the rest of the year.
Yep.
I am all in Ohio State. I've bet. Look, every week I do a $500 bet on college football. I believe I've been really good this year, like 6-1 or 7-1 in college football on the $500 bet. The one that I lost, ironically, was last week against Penn State. I'm all in on Ohio State this week at this spread. Are you?
Yeah. At 9.5. Come on.
Crazy, right?
I would have gone I expected it to come out in the high teens, but it is a rivalry game. It's a fucking in-conference game. It's a ranked team. I don't know, man. It's been a long time for Michigan.
Whew. By the way, I've been growing a mustache if you're watching on YouTube right now. This is just started that one. This little guy. This is going to pop back in real nice for Army-Navy. So if you're at the Army-Navy game, you're going to see this thing in its full glory here in a couple weeks. But I don't understand this. I think Ohio State hid their game plan last week, and I think they're going to absolutely fucking roll out. It's Ryan Day's first year. For first-year coaches at Ohio State, it is paramount that you win the Michigan game. Urban Meyer, that was his entire thing. Jim Tressel, when he walked out and they announced him at coach during a basketball game, he said, "We have 364 days until Michigan. I'm going to beat them, and this is the start of our dominance." And it was.
I feel like Harbaugh at this point. If I'm him, I'm just like, man, let's just get this over with. Let me fucking move on to my next job and get out of here. This has been a complete failure. His tenure at Michigan has been a 100% abject failure.
Bust.
And it's like you don't get a whole decade, bro. You get 3 or 4 years, maybe.
I think
not
you
10.
do. I think you do. And this was brought
This
up.
will be year 8 for him.
This was brought up to me by Michigan fans, and I want to get your take on this. As I said this, look, I want Jim Harbaugh to coach for the rest of my life. At Michigan, nothing would make me happier than this earth than that, right? Michigan fans, on the other hand, said, when I said to you, do you want Harbaugh gone? I expected them all to say yes. They said no. They said there is no one else currently out there that we can get that would be even close to the level of trying to at least try to compete with Ohio State. The more and more I thought about that statement, the more and more it might be true. I would have said 3 or 4 years ago, Les Miles, because he's an alum, and he's a good coach. Now they might be right. Who else is going to take this job? If you get rid of Harbaugh, who's going to take this job? Now, if I'm Harbaugh, I get the fuck out of here because you're ruining your alma mater's program. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who else is out there, coaching wise?
It's Michigan, dude. It's not like it's not like you're Central Florida trying to replace Scott Frost.
You had Rich Rodriguez. You had now Jim Harbaugh, which that's a big hire. They backed up the truck. He's the second highest paid coach behind Dabo Swinney. He's fucking awful.
Yeah.
What do you do? Who's the guy?
You look at
Chip Kelly, right? I would have said it's Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly's had no success at UCLA. Who else is out there for them? I think they're stuck with Jim Harbaugh for years.
I honestly don't know.
And I think Jim Harbaugh can't leave now because he never beat Ohio State. Either way, you drive this nail in. This is 8 years in a row. I'll be the happiest motherfucker on Saturday and whatever. Also, every year, I bet one Michigan fan on this game. One. I used to bet this one Drinkin bro, and he lost his mind. And this is a true story. He lost his mind over this game. He lost it. See this Urban Meyer thing? Can you cut to a 1, Jamie, on the YouTube show? Since we're live on YouTube. See that signed Urban Meyer picture right there? He lost that to me. He lost fucking 4 items in a row, and he was just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. So here was the last straw. Last year, he lost a signed Dwayne Haskins helmet to me. Never got it. He lied and said he bought it. The whole fucking thing. Steven something. I forget his last name. So this year, I was like, I'm going to pick somebody new Michigan fan. There's a guy that we're working with named Drew Lamax. Drinkin bro through and through.
Yep.
Right? He's been here a few times. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. He was like, I'll replace him. I'll be that bet with you. What do you want to bet? And it's always something clever or fun, right? I've always had a good time with it. Even when I won this signed Urban Meyer poster, the bet that year was a pair of khakis, a signed pair of khakis by Jim Harbaugh that I found. That would have been an awesome gift if you're a Michigan fan. It's really funny. This year, Drew was like, what do you want to go? Like, crazy bet or whatever. I said, no. Starter jackets. Do you remember starter jackets that we had as kids?
Yeah, the shitty ones.
Yeah, they're
like made of the same material that this is, basically.
Correct. They're remaking those, and they've made not a comeback, but they're out there.
Wow, that's interesting.
So for Drew Lamax on Drinkin Bros, we've each bet a starter jacket.
We might be able to do the presentation if you can get it.
We're going to do it, yeah. We're going to do it
here.
Yeah, on the show.
Yeah.
It'll be a master's presentation, a ceremony, the whole thing. So whenever the jacket comes in, it comes in. But Ohio State has one, Michigan has one, and you're going to have to present it and put it on the other person. With this, too, there's never been spreads on Ohio State, Michigan. As it's with a game like this, you win or you lose.
Yeah.
Now, financially, I would care if Ohio State didn't cover the spread. In real life, though, I don't give a shit. Like, I just want to win. I want to win, and that's how much I hate Michigan. I want to win. I think we'll beat this spread, obviously, but I want to win. So there's no spread on this either. So it's just a straight-up bet, Ohio State starter jacket, Michigan starter jacket. The loser has to put it on the other one. A la Elvis.
I found something interesting here, and it's the top 7 choices, odds-wise. This is a Vegas book of who would take over if Harbaugh got fired.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like this game.
Bronco Mendenhall's the number 1 at plus 300.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. Let's look him up.
Bronco Mendenhall?
Yeah.
Is that real?
He is the head coach of Virginia.
Ugh.
So there you go.
Have fun with that.
By the way, he has never. I do remember this guy. He's never won against Virginia Tech before in his career. So he's never won his own rivalry game. Let's see. There's David Shaw at plus 350.
Who's David Shaw? Is that my Grammy Shaw? Oh, I'm chilly. Put my Grammy Shaw on me.
He's the head coach of Stanford.
Gross. How's Stanford doing this year?
Yeah. Kyle Whittington.
Harbaugh was the head coach of Stanford.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
So the University of Utah, Kyle Whittingham.
Well, I think that's your only choice here.
Plus 400. Dino Babers.
Big fan of his work.
Anybody know who that is?
Nope. No idea.
Looking these guys up as we go. He is the coach of Syracuse.
Yikes.
Urban Meyer, plus 700.
No.
Get fucked, dude. There's no way he's doing
Urban
that.
was live on air last week saying there's no fucking way, dude.
And the last 2 at plus 700 and plus 800, respectively, are Mike Gundy. You know who that is, right? Oklahoma State.
Now, that's not a bad hire, actually.
And Luke Fickell from Cincinnati.
No, Luke Fickell was Ohio State's coach. He'll never do that again. He'll never do that job. He coaches Cincinnati. So the only one out of that whole group that is interesting to me is Mike Gundy. He does not care about fourth downs or any of that shit. Like, he's a gunslinger.
You can't pull that shit at Ohio State, bro.
No, at Michigan, you mean? Maybe.
Or Michigan, I mean, yeah.
At least it'd be fun to watch.
There's no fucking way.
This Michigan has not been fun to watch. But Mike Gundy's probably your only choice.
Anyways, we spent too much time on this bullshit game. Ohio State's going to win by a minimum of 10 points. So
it's
who
the
cares?
game. And here's why we spent this much time on it. So up next, you got Clemson and South Carolina. How is that your rivalry game?
It's in-state. That's been the rivalry game for 60 years, dude. That's never going to change.
But
some of those people's rivalry games, like Georgia's is Georgia Tech. When's the last time Georgia Tech was good at football?
Oof.
Alabama and Auburn, that's always a good game.
It is. But
Ohio State, Michigan, it's always a good game.
Always
It's kind of luck of the draw. Like these teams that started 100 years ago, like Clemson and South Carolina did.
Switch this up, dude. All right, Clemson, South Carolina, minus 27.5. Clemson.
I mean, it's better than Penn State's game.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Is it Pitt?
No, it's Rutgers.
Oh, God. Well, that's not a rivalry. I think Pitt is a rival. They play earlier.
Yeah.
Look, Clemson, South Carolina at 27.5. I don't know, man. South Carolina has been so shitty this year, and again, Clemson, they're 4-7. Clemson has not played anybody all year long.
They haven't, but they've scored 45 or more points in like 8 straight games, and held their opponents to less than 21, I think.
You know what would make me happy, to be honest with you? This is the God's honest truth, right? And this is going to sound crazy. Clemson doesn't even make the playoffs because they haven't played anybody all year. And fuck them. Fuck them for not scheduling one game.
Can't do it.
A ranked team. Not one ranked team they haven't played.
They're the defending national champions, homeboy.
It's terrible, man.
It is.
Anybody then could do that.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, LSU. Anybody could go play unranked teams all year and then get in and maybe win.
I mean,
that means you only have to play 2 games a year.
Aside from Auburn, the SEC pretty much does do that.
What do you mean?
Like they play shitty teams all year.
LSU plays you still have Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn.
Come on, dude. Florida and Georgia fucking bit it this year.
Georgia could. I've got Georgia in my Final Four still.
No way.
LSU. There's a bunch of good teams in the SEC. I'm not going to shit on the SEC. I shit on the ACC. 100%.
The ACC is a basketball conference. They're and baseball too. They're never going to be a football conference.
This is crazy.
Like
though,
the
man.
Southeast is not football, dude.
This is fucking crazy. And maybe I've been drinking, whatever, man. I don't give a shit. This is crazy, Clemson. Play a fucking school, you cocksuckers. I do not want to see Clemson win this goddamn year. If you only play 2 hard games and it's the playoffs, fuck you, dude. You should have lost in North Carolina. That bullshit call at the end. I'm not gonna. I don't know what to do with that. It's. I don't know what to do with 27.5 points in a game like that at the end of the year. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet that.
Me neither. Georgia Tech. Georgia minus 28.5.
Nope.
No. It's too many points. I don't know. I think Georgia is going to probably overlook them and get ready for LSU. And that's fine. And they can.
They should.
This is a fucking bullshit team and a bullshit game.
Yeah.
Finally, we got a good game. So at noon, the only game you're watching is this. Ohio State, Michigan, right? That's it. And then you're going to roll in to the next game. Alabama, Auburn. Great game. This spread is moved down. Let me ask you on MyBookie. Because on ESPN, this started off at 4.5. Right? Day it came out. Then it moved down to 4. Now I've got 3.5.
It's back up to 4.
It's back up to 4. I'm going to shock the world here and say Auburn wins this game. I'm taking Auburn plus 4.
I got Alabama on this one. I think they're
backup quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Auburn's got a tough defense.
They do.
Got a real tough defense.
But they have a joke of an offense. And this backup's actually done pretty well.
He's against shitty teams.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. I'm taking Auburn, kids. Go out on a limb here and say it is fucking over. It's at Jordan here. I wish Ohio State, Michigan was in that game. I wish it was in that game. Next up, 3:30 game. Wisconsin, Minnesota.
It's another decent game.
Yeah. This is whiskey, -3 here. This is a great game because, look, the winner goes to the Big Ten championship. This should be a night game at least. There's something on the line.
You'd think so. I don't know why those should have been the 3 big games of the day.
Crazy, right?
Just because of the playoff implications mostly.
Crazy. I've got whiskey in this one. And I'm going to knock this down to 2.5, by the way. I'm going to buy a half a point and take Wisconsin.
I'm going to abstain from this one.
You're going to Epstein?
Yeah, abstain.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought you said Epstein for
You
this
still
one.
don't
Just go ahead and
feel-
push yourself off a bank.
No, I don't. No, it's somebody else that did it, but I don't feel good about this game. I don't know which way it's going to go.
It is at Minnesota. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Taylor in this one, and I think whiskey wins by 3. Therefore, I'm going to knock this down to 2.5, and I am betting this game. The next one I am not betting. Baylor at Kansas. On paper, Baylor's 10-1. Kansas is 3-8.
There's nothing on the line here.
Well, Baylor's got to win to go to the championship game against Oklahoma. It's Baylor -14. Do they win?
Yeah,
Sure.
They're going to win the game.
Sure. But I don't look, man, when you're 10-1 and at 9 and nobody cares like this, your spread is only 14 against a 3-8 team. What does that say about your conference? I don't bet this one. There's too many other great games to bet on. I don't do it. Rutgers at Penn State, there is no spread.
There will not be a spread, no.
Really?
For that game?
Rutgers is Division 1.
Sort of.
Can I tell you
Actually, no, there is a spread on my bookie. It's 40.5.
Makes sense.
40.5.
Makes sense.
Fuck that.
I'm going to tell you a quick Rutgers story. I get one of my beef fries in this life. Actually, my mentor, writing wise. I've been working with him for 20 years, right? He reads all my drafts, gives me honest notes. Love the guy. He went to Rutgers, graduated from Rutgers. When Ray Rice was there, they were good for 1 year. And they ended up being like number 3, maybe number 2, I forget. And then they got beat, and then everything went to shit. And then Ray Rice knocked out his girlfriend.
Yeah, where's he?
He is not playing still.
I think he works for Bojangles now.
Well,
But Bojangles has great chicken.
Bojizz.
And the dirty rice is super good. So
Big fan.
Good job, Ray.
Big
and
fan.
his name is Ray Rice.
Yeah,
so
his name is
he's
Ray.
serving up rice.
There you go. So I asked him, I said, look, he takes Rutgers football seriously. Hey, we got some recruits. We got this coach. They had a guy that worked for Ohio State, Chris Ash, is now their coach. And blah, blah,
It
blah,
sounds
blah.
like he needs an intervention.
He does. And so I gave it to him. And I said, look, man, it was Ohio State playing Rutgers. And I just said, look, man, I think Rutgers would be better served going D2, along the lines of a Marshall, trying to make a name for themselves and come back up to D1. He was super upset by that. But this is where we're at, man.
Well, Post Malone was super upset when you told him that the Cowboys weren't going to keep winning this year. And
sorry.
Turns out that
I was right.
Yeah.
Dude, I never forget the person that introduced us. You know, we were sitting, I was just like, hey, man.
He's like, you can't say that. He's like, well, it's true.
No, I can because it's true. And I said
Yeah.
Jason Garrett was going to get fired, and they were going to lose, and Dak
I
wasn't the guy.
I actually think Dak is a decent quarterback. I think he's okay.
Right.
I think Garrett's got to go, man.
He's out.
Like, we don't even know what a normal looking offense would look like there with a good coaching staff. That coaching staff is fucking terrible.
I bet you, because Posty's finishing his story here, I bet you he calls me and he says, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, you were right."
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
I think it will.
Although I did see him in the crowd ripping beer bongs on his way off the stage
Last
the other
night.
day. Yeah.
Last night, he got off stage and ripped a stranger's bong, and it wasn't even beer.
He was like, "That's a real interesting drink."
"Yeah, I didn't even know what the fuck that was."
He doesn't care, dude.
Doesn't give a shit. Guy's the best. Rutgers, man, go D2. This is I'm tired of this stupid shit. They shouldn't be in the Big Ten. They shouldn't be in any conference, though, to be honest with you.
No.
The only reason they are is because they're in a tri-state area that allegedly would produce a lot of ratings. It would if you had a good team, but in your case, it doesn't. We're all done with you. Oregon State, Oregon. There's some form of beaver here. Don't care either way.
Ducks and Beavers.
There we go.
Good job, guys.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no one cares about this game. Oregon lost to an unranked team last week, so who cares?
Yep. Don't care.
Nope.
Don't care about this. It's -19 for Oregon in case you're playing along at home and you want to bet that. Have fun.
Pac-12, you can get fucked. We're
Yep.
done with you.
I don't know anybody who's going to be watching this game.
Well, next year when the season starts again, we'll fucking pay attention to the Pac-12 for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll see what happens. But if it's like this next year, we're going to ignore it again.
Same results, which rolls into the next one. Notre Dame at Stanford, another Pac-12 team. Stanford is 4-7. Arguably one of the biggest disappointments of the year. This is Notre Dame -16.5 in this game at Stanford. Crazy. I wouldn't bet this game either. Notre Dame has given up this year. Stanford, who fucking cares? I wouldn't bet this. There's too many other games to bet on other than this.
Yeah.
Out of this one. Texas A&M LSU.
This is a really interesting game,
yes,
actually.
It is -17. If you'll recall, last year's game was, 8 overtimes or something
74-72 was the final score, yeah.
Crazy game. However, we were living in a different universe this year, and LSU is pretty goddamn good.
Yep.
They need some style points, especially after. Look, at least Orgeron. We're number 2. We're number 2 behind Ohio State. At least he's got some bulletin board material with the college football playoffs jumping them.
Yeah.
Putting Ohio State in there. So, I don't know, 17 is a lot of points.
I'm not going to bet that one.
I probably will, but I'll take in a 6-point teaser and knock this down. I think LSU wins by 3 touchdowns. It's at home. It's a night game. It's supposed to be 79 at kickoff. Beautiful.
I'm really confident that LSU is going to win this game pretty handily.
I am too. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a 3-score game. I'm probably fine with it. So I'm probably taking LSU. Next up, we got Iowa State on the fringes, 7-4 against Kansas State,
who's also on the fringe,
7-4. Iowa State's favored -4.5. Don't do it. Don't bet this game.
K-State beat Oklahoma, and they've been kind of riding that, but they lost to Texas and West Virginia since then. That was a fluke game.
Yep.
And Iowa State will win this game by a touchdown.
So no, we're all done with this.
Yeah.
This conference and this fringe bullshit. You can flip a coin on this game, to be honest with you. I'm not betting it, and neither should you at home. Colorado at Utah. Utah is -28.5.
Fuck no, I'm not giving any Pac-12 team 28.5 fucking points, dude. There's no way. They could be playing me, just me, not anybody else, and I still would fucking give them maybe 21.
Maybe.
It's a Pac-12. You don't know if they're even going to show up to the goddamn game or not.
Maybe. It's crazy. Why are these the night games?
I don't know.
Why are these the night games?
Well, the quote-unquote good night game is Oklahoma State.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. We still have Florida State, who's 6-5, against Florida, 9-2. This is Florida -17.5 in this game.
No, I don't bet that.
I don't either.
I just feel like I don't think Florida's that good.
I don't think Florida's that good, and Florida State already fired their coach. They got some new guy in there who's trying to compete for a job.
Who knows what kind of crazy bullshit. He might come out with a fucking oop-de-oop or some shit like John Voight was getting
a little
upset
Jimmy
about.
Tree Legs.
Yeah, Jimmy Tree Legs. You never know what kind of offense he's going to come out with. He may come out with a handgun or something and shoot the place up.
It's crazy. That's crazy. I wouldn't bet this. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State.
This one I will bet.
You know what's funny? I was looking at the over of this.
Because this game, Jalen Hurts, if he wants any shot at the Heisman, and if Oklahoma wants to jump back into the top 4, they have got to fucking dominate this game.
Dominate, and it's got to have some style points on this one. It is 13.5. However, I do not believe in Oklahoma. You think they're going to the Final Four?
I think by circumstance they will go. Yes, I don't think they're like a great football team. Their defense is terrible.
I am taking Oklahoma State in this game.
Okay, it's down to 13, by the way.
Yeah, so a lot of people are taking Oklahoma State. I'm going to take Oklahoma State in this game with the points. Sorry about it. Okay, Boomer. Sorry, Boomer fans.
Is anybody saying that anymore?
They're the Boomer. I saw an article, and I don't know if this was fake or not, they were going to take away the word Boomer because it's racist or misogynist or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know.
Ageist.
Probably. I'm taking Oklahoma State in this one with 13 points. I don't give a shit. I don't believe in Oklahoma, nor do I think they'll get that last spot. Sorry, Oklahoma fans. We're going to switch on over to NFL. If you wouldn't mind reminding the fans about that bet for this Bears-Lions game and get them in on this on my bookie. Jamie, go to 1 for Dan on this one. This is a big one, $250 free. If you want to try this out for free and bet with us.
Yeah, let me find the thingy here.
Yeah,
I can't. Where is the actual?
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, let me see it.
I'll give it to you here.
I couldn't find the rules. So basically, this is only for the Bears-Lions game on Thursday. It's a full game spread, it says. So your first cash bet qualifies. Straight wagers only. That means no money line, no bullshit. It's $250, and it's risk free basically. So if you've got money in there already, I believe you could just risk that money. If you win, you get the money that you won. If you lose, your money gets credited back to you. Let's see. It should be like a losing bet. Yeah, the money. Just a heads up. If you lose this bet, the money will come out of your account on my bookie, but it'll go back in after 1 hour, it says. And if it doesn't, let us know. We'll get it taken care of. Let's see. It's a one-time rollover on refunded bets, which means that that's not going to happen again. Like, this doesn't extend to any other deal or offer, and it's just for this game. So if you lose that bet, you get $250 back, and you bet that $250 again on another game, you're not getting that $250 back again unless you win. I don't know about this game so much because now fucking Matt Stafford is out. His back is broken in fucking half, and he'll be dead in 2 weeks. Honestly, I can't believe, if I'm not mistaken, and Ross, you may know more about this than I do, but how long has he been playing on that with that fucked up back?
So right around week 3 is what I heard personally.
Week 3?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes. Dude, the guy...
He's been playing 8 weeks with a fucked up back.
I will never, ever shit on Matthew Stafford. This guy, rain or shine, plays hurt, non-hurt, whatever. He had a massive contract. To me, he's lived up with it. He hasn't had a fucking defense to speak of.
No, man, that team is terrible.
But
he's got some offensive weapons.
They've somehow been in it. So if you're going to try this bet at home for the first time, which I love that mybookie.com is doing this.
Yeah.
This is great. Go there and bet the Bears. The Bears win by 7 points in this one. Stafford is out. Driscoll is probably out.
Well,
I don't know who's their third string quarterback. Do you know?
Who the fuck knows, dude?
Is it Kaepernick? That's right. He's not getting signed by anywhere. It's not going to be anywhere. He'll probably be kneeling at the fucking Thanksgiving table.
David Blough, and I'm not sure how to say that.
Blow.
He went to Purdue, and he is very white.
Wow.
Just
anybody who
if you have some time right now, if you guys are at work or whatever the fuck, go look up this guy's face and just stare at it for 15 or 20 minutes. And if you're black, it'll turn you white.
It really will.
At any rate, yeah, they're gonna get fucking crushed, dude.
This is look. Take the Bears.
By the way, it doesn't matter what the spread is. It's -4, but it doesn't matter. It's a straight up bet, right?
Is it really?
Isn't that what it says? Straight bets only.
Well, I think you just can't be gay.
Oh, my bad.
So, yes,
sorry, guys.
You gotta be no, it's straight. Yeah, straight wagers only, which means the point spreads. So the spread is 4. Yeah, you got to take it with what it is. You can't buy points.
Oh, I see. That's what it means. Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna win by. I think they win by 10. To be honest,
or a touchdown minimum.
But it's not gonna be. There's no fucking chance that Detroit wins this game.
No, all the running backs are out. Their quarterback is out. I've got the Bears in this. I'm going to take the Bears. I'll go hard with you guys, and I'll post it on Thanksgiving morning.
David Blough, they're going to be their quarterback.
It is. He is. They say that.
Well, Driscoll hasn't practiced yet this week.
Ooh, and it's Wednesday.
I don't think.
It's Wednesday.
Hang on a sec. Let's see.
I have this motherfucker.
Hold on.
You know, I had to start Driscoll on a fantasy team this week. That's how injured my
Oh, no,
team.
he was limited in practice all week, so we'll see. He might be in. But if he's that banged up, it's going to be cold as shit.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be out of the game.
No, this is at the Lions, so they're indoors.
Oh, they're indoors. Shit.
He'll be fine.
Maybe. Hawkinson is questionable. We don't know if he's coming back. Let's see what it says about him. He was a full participant today, so that's good. He'll probably be back.
Hamstring.
But
Driscoll's got a hamstring. That's his issue.
is he a 5 or
I don't give a fuck.
5 or 7 step drop guy? Has anybody ever seen this guy in public
30.
before?
30. I had to start him, dude, in fantasy last
And,
week.
of course, they're starting running back this week will be Bo Scarborough, who we all know from nowhere.
Alabama.
No,
he was actually a beast at Alabama.
Well,
but
he hasn't done shit this year.
yeah. So I'm taking the Bears, and this one's gonna get ugly. In here, if Driscoll's somehow able to play, I don't know, man. He barely beat the fucking. No, this is all Bears. All Bears by a touchdown at least. It's -4 now. Take it. Get in on this. Go to mybookie.com/Drinkin Bros. Sign up, $250. If you lose, they'll just put it right back on your credit card. So who gives a shit anyways? But I'm telling you, I'm going with the Bears in this one.
Why'd you say the Bears?
As opposed to
A bear?
Just one bear. A singular bear.
Like Jared.
Yeah.
Or Amiri. Isn't it weird how they're both bears?
Yeah.
And they're stepbrothers? Yeah. They both eat weird food.
So go to mybookie.com/Drinkin Bros. Sign up for this. Take the Bears. Take their $250. Enjoy $250 on Thanksgiving. I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Bills at the Cowboys. It's a fun game, man. It's a really fun game.
Not really.
Come on, man.
Fun how?
The Bills are 8-3. The Cowboys are 6-5.
The Bills are going to win this game, I think. I think the Bills are going to rock Dak Prescott in this game. They have the best pass rush in all of football.
They are good.
And I think the Cowboys have been on their heels for a couple of weeks now.
So.
And we have friends that play for the Cowboys.
You do.
I like them. And I think the friends that we have on the Cowboys are very, very good at what they do. Like DeMarcus Lawrence is one of the best defensive players in the league. However,
I think Garrett in the hot seat and everything that Jerry Jones said this week, because Jerry Jones set fire to the rain this week and said, you do not coach a fucking football team like this. I think the Cowboys win this game. Is it by 6.5 is the question.
There's no fucking way. No fucking way. Actually, let's see what the goddamn spread is now.
All right, so I'll put it this way. It's Thanksgiving
Still
Day.
6.5.
Yeah, still 6.5. It's Thanksgiving Day, okay? You got 3 games on, which is great. I love it. I love that there's a night game. They added that a few years ago. I'm amped, right? Out of the 3 games, I don't bet this one because I don't know. Now, what I do bet is this next game, the Saints-Falcons.
It's only -7. What the hell?
I bet real hard, and I take it down to 6.5. I bet the
I'm
Saints.
good with that. Why is it only 7? Is somebody hurt?
The Falcons. Crazy. Here's the thing. So the Falcons 3 weeks ago beat the Saints in New Orleans, and it was an upset and blah, 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 right? I am a diehard Falcons fan. They are not going to beat the Saints twice in one season, especially with this team. Knock this down 0.5 point to 6.5. Bet the fucking house on it. You're fine. Saints are going to roll the Falcons. And I am all in on this, and I'm good. This is my biggest bet on Thanksgiving. At 6.5, the Saints. This Bills-Cowboys game, I don't touch. I stay away from that. Maybe throw in a 6-point teaser.
I'm taking the Bills. Plus 6.5.
Okay.
I think the Cowboys are going to – honestly, I think it would be good for the Cowboys organization if they lose this game and give Jerry the juice he needs to fire Jason Garrett and get somebody else in there.
Maybe. This Falcons game, though, you're with me, right? Like, this is the biggest bet of the day?
Yeah, this is crazy.
6.5. Come on, man. I'm going to take it down a 0.5 point and bet the Saints all goddamn day. It's crazy. Next up, Sunday, you get the Jets at the Bengals. I wish this game never happened in my life. The Jets are quietly winning. They're at 4-7 now.
Define winning.
They are actually putting games in the win column on the board. Now, the Bengals, on the other hand, this is hilarious because they're starting Andy Dalton again.
Yeah, I heard.
They're letting him back in.
I heard. Look, his hair matches the uniform. They got to let him back in at some point.
Yeah, the drapes match the carpet.
It's like sometimes you buy an outfit and you're like, this doesn't really fit well, but I got those shoes and
I had to make this work.
Yeah, you do that. You coordinate your shoes.
Have to.
And
have to.
And I don't. I just look like a hillbilly hobo all the time.
You hope for the best.
Jeans and sandals and a fucking t-shirt.
You hope for the best. I don't bet this game at all. The Jets at 3.5 against the Bengals. Look, Bengals are 0-11. If I were you, why start Andy Dalton? Just keep losing. Get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Take Chase Young and call it a day.
I mean, I don't know. I think if the Bengals, I think they might take Burrow.
How terrible. Ugh, God.
I know.
How terrible are you as a team if you're playing a 4-7 team, right? You're 4-7.
Yeah.
And you're only favored by 3.5 against an 0-11 team. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well,
don't stay far away from this game.
How does man? Goddamn, dude, that's fucked up.
Next up, again, don't bet this. Just stay away from it.
No.
Who knows?
And how do you think Le'Veon Bell feels right now about all of his decisions for the last 2 years?
Well, what if he would have stayed with the Steelers? Look at the Steelers, though.
They probably would not be that bad if he had stayed there.
I don't know, man. That's a train wreck too.
Yeah, it is now.
Roethlisberger, AB, he should have gone to
anywhere else.
The Bills. He'd have been great on the Bills.
Yeah.
Titans, Colts. Man, Titans. I just don't know how to feel about you week in and week out, and it makes me angry. I have Derrick Henry. He is great. Mm-hmm. He has been great. You're starting a 38-year-old quarterback in Tannehill, who has brought you back to 6-5. The Colts are 6-5. I said they were pretenders all year. Turns out they are.
No,
6-5.
Not a chance, my man.
You like the Colts?
I don't think they're going to win anything, but I think they're a good team.
They're 6-5.
Yeah,
who cares?
They've lost a couple of games that were because their quarterback was dinged up.
Like they lost last week. Who did they lose to last week?
They lost 20-7 to the Texans, or 2017 to the Texans. They almost took down the Texans. It was a really close game. They played them very tough. They have a very good defense. I think their offense still needs a lot of work. I think next year they'll probably be pretty decent with Brissett with more time in that playbook. Maybe another offensive weapon, but I think they should be 7-4 right now. To be honest, maybe a little bit better than that.
Either or. We're talking about a numb dick team with fucking nothing but a set of one balls on that side.
What's that?
Nothing but a set of one balls on that side.
What does that mean?
They don't have a second nut, man. Just a bunch of dudes with one nut rolling around.
Is it in the middle or like on one side or the other?
It just goes right down the center of the sack.
I actually don't know how that works.
Tough game to call here. Look, you give the ball to Henry all game long. Great. Could be work.
Colts got a good defense. It's hard to say, man. I
It's
probably
Indy -2.5 in this one.
I probably don't bet that game.
No, I stay far away from this game, and I don't even care who wins.
Well, I definitely don't care who wins.
Yeah, I don't care who wins, but Titans. This is a must-win for each of them. They'll go to 7-5 and have a shot at a wild card. So it'll be a close game. Over's 43.5, which is exactly where it should be.
Indianapolis does not allow a lot of rushing yards.
Derrick Henry's son.
He's been killing for me in fantasy. Unfortunately, he's the only person killing it for me in fantasy.
You're out.
Aaron Rodgers has fucked me all year.
Yeah, you're out.
That piece of shit. The best quarterback ever. No. Fuck you.
No.
Not this year, bitch.
No. We'll get to fantasy in a second. Jesse's out, too, in that league. I'm surprised. I like Jesse's team.
I liked mine.
She's pissed.
But everything went wrong. Like, having Tyreek Hill out those first 4 weeks fucking ruined me.
We'll go back to these teams
damn
here
it.
because we're down to the last week. This is it. This
Yeah.
is it to get into the playoffs. I've done really, really well. Big surprise. Eagles versus Dolphins. Man. Oh, this is so hard.
I'm not going -10 on an NFL game unless it's like the Dolphins with Fitzmagic on the other side of the ball. You don't know what's going to happen. And
Eagles are bagged up.
And the Eagles, Carson Wentz, you don't know if he's going to fucking break his goddamn leg in the middle of a game.
Eagles are banged up, man.
They're the best 5-6 team I've ever seen on paper.
I know.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I know. They've had so many injuries. I don't think this is fair to place all this blame on Wentz like he's getting. He's got no receivers. They're all hurt. Alshon Jeffries had a torn hamstring the entire season.
Yeah. And they got back.
Dating back to preseason.
Deshaun Jackson came back for a little bit.
An hour.
Yeah.
He came back for an hour.
And Ertz has been good.
You called his injury to a T. You said, look, the very first time he got injured, you said, look, that guy will try to come back.
Was it the abdominal?
Yeah.
Abdominal. What the fuck?
Pull it, and you
The
said he'll be
abdominal
out for the rest of the year. That's exactly what happened.
There's no fucking way. You can't.
They
come
don't have
back
any
from that
running
4
backs
weeks.
that are healthy. Jordan Howard is.
Their running backs that are on that team are like fucking 80. Well, Homeboy just retired.
Sproles is out
2 years ago.
Everybody's out. Everybody's hurt.
2 games ago, Sproles retired.
Ertz has come on as of late.
He's good. He might get up there to 1,000 yards, but
they don't have anything on this team offensively. I don't think you're going to learn about Wentz, and so like I'm not going to throw Wentz under the bus until next year. But
even next year, how much they have a good defense, but how much money can they go out and spend in free agency to get some people or in the draft? Maybe I don't know.
I think a fair amount. On
like
offense.
they need 2 receivers,
yes,
at least, and a fucking great running back, not a good one. They need whoever the best running back that comes out of the draft this year. That's probably who they need to take first. Correct. To be honest,
J.K. Dobbins.
You can get receivers everywhere.
Get J.K. Dobbins. At the end of that, you'll be good to go.
They're probably going to be 14, 15 picks, something like that. Maybe 13.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They can get a running back there.
Next up, we got look. I might knock this down a half a point and take Eagles at 9.5. Maybe check in with me on Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. Sign up; it's free. I might take that towards the end of the week out of desperation just to do it because I like to do shit like that. Packers, Giants. This is a lock for me. Green Bay minus 6.5.
I'm not betting on Green Bay anymore.
They got embarrassed. The Giants team is 2-9. Saquon Barkley looks like
is he out?
No, he's been playing.
Why are they still playing him? Why?
I don't know why.
Get him out of the fucking game.
Get him out of there. Either way, this is
let him rest
7.
for the rest of the year. There's no point in this shit.
Packers can still be 9-3 with a victory here. They win this game. This is my lock in the NFL of the week. Take the Packers. They will win this. I will bet this. As soon as the show ends, I will bet this.
How sad is it that it's only 6.5? This should be a fucking 10-point.
It's good for gambling. If you're betting wise out there, take the fucking Packers. I took them last week. I lost. Yes, it was fine.
I'll take them at 6.5.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be higher than that.
It's just crazy that this is so slow. It's only because of how shitty they looked last week. They will figure it out. They will win by a touchdown. Bet this as soon as the show is over. Browns, Steelers. Steelers are starting a guy named Duck this week. I'm not all set. I'm betting the Browns in this one. I'm going to take the Browns. This is -2.
The Browns are a fucking joke, man.
They are starting a third-string quarterback named Duck this week. Did you know that?
Is that his first or last name?
I don't know.
His name's just Duck.
Duck.
It's Devlin Hodges.
Yeah. Duck is what they call him.
Is that because he gets sacked a lot?
Maybe he got a bunch of things thrown at his head, and he was really good at dodging them. I don't know. Either way.
He went to Samford University. That's Samford.
That is, and if you're not familiar with that school, that is the D2 school that every SEC team schedules every year. Dead serious. They play Auburn or Alabama every year. No. In your first game against the Browns, fuck you, dude. At -2? That's a joke. I'm taking the Browns all day.
I'll make a bet with you.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that Mason Rudolph makes his way back into this game.
Because Duck gets hurt?
Because Duck sucks, dude.
Wow. Either way, I'm Browns all the way. These last 2 games are money for me. It's gonna be a big parlay for Daddy this week. I'm getting my fucking duck beak wet on this game.
Good luck with that. I'm not betting either one of those shitty teams.
I'm taking the Browns. I'm taking the Packers hard, motherfuckers. Go with me this week. I'm with you. Redskins, Panthers. Why? I love Dwayne Haskins. I love Scary Terry.
You know what Dwayne Haskins should do is stay on the fucking field until the game's over. Woo. You stupid piece of shit.
It was dumb. It was really dumb.
That is unexcusable. Or inexcusable rather. He should be benched for that for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I love you, Haskins.
But he's not going to be.
That was dumb. What are they going to know?
Because they're so terrible.
Terrible. This is Panthers -10. 10's a lot. I'll knock it down to 9.5 and maybe get a flyer, but I'll probably avoid this game, to be honest.
I'm not taking this game.
It depends on what my parlays shape up as. There's too many other good games that I like.
I just want to go back to Haskins for a minute.
Sure, go ahead.
That's bad, dude. And the way he responded to it was bad.
What was his response?
He was like, "Oh yeah, should have been paying attention."
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's like, "I thought the game was over, man. I'll get it next time." That's what he said. He said he thought the game was over and that he would get it next time.
The Redskins already don't like him, so
no, he's not going to be there very long. I don't think. I think he's going to get released probably
next year.
Not next year. Year after next.
Year after.
Yeah.
We'll see. He's got to perform. Be curious to see if they give him the reins to the offense over the offseason. We'll see.
Well, if they're not going to give
He was
him
great at Ohio State.
If they're not going to give him the playbook this offseason and let it be his team, then he needs to – they just need to release him then.
Maybe.
Because he's a good quarterback. I think he could be good in the NFL. But if they're not going to give him the reins, just get rid of him. What's the point?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Next up is Bucks at Jags. Buccaneers. Jaguars.
So pick them.
Jaguars. Both are 4-7. Pick them line.
That's actually -1 Bucks now.
Yeah, well, I'm not picking them in either of this game. Too hard to guess. Look, Buccaneers offensively have all the tools. Jaguars have a pretty decent defense. I'm not touching this game.
You know, it's funny. Crab Legs is going to end up with 4,000.
I know.
Actually, he's on pace for 5,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
Oh, and 30 interceptions.
I know. What do you do with this fucking guy?
Oh, man. Jesus. You go out and get every 6'6" receiver you can find.
They have him. They have Mike Evans. They have
Mike Evans.
Godwin. O.J. Howard. I mean, they have talent, man. I'm not crazy about the running back sitch with Ronald Jones and Barber, but
I think they need to get somebody like Carlos Hyde that can catch the ball in the flat and just make that 10% of his passes at a minimum.
I might, man. I think he played with no, he didn't. Wrong quarterback. Same skill set. I don't bet this game.
No, I don't want to watch it. Honestly,
I don't want to do anything with it.
Like if Gardner Minshew was still playing, I might watch just to see his mustache. But now that Foles is back, it's like, I don't care anymore.
So this will bring me to my question here, because this is the game of the day. It's on at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Why? Why isn't this the night game?
What is the night game?
You
Patriots.
have the power to change it now. No. You have the power to change it.
Patriots Texans is not a bad night game.
It's okay, but it is not 49ers 10-1 against Ravens 9-2. I'd switch that if I were them, but they didn't. And here's the surprising thing. This is Baltimore -6 against the 49ers. You've been the 49ers whisperer all year long. I will give that to you. You've called almost all of their games correctly.
Yep.
Who wins this one then?
Give me just a second. This is a west to east game.
It is at 1 o'clock too, and you know what happens then.
I'm looking at the away games. No, it's Midwest.
1 o'clock.
West, East.
Keep that in mind. This is not a night game. This is the 1 o'clock game.
I'm gonna
typically the West team loses.
Gonna go Ravens on this one. The only time that they've won going east to they've won twice going west to east this year.
Okay.
Once was that 9-0 bullshit fiasco in the weather in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
The other one was at Tampa Bay when they were struggling earlier in the year.
And they pushed in that game spread.
Yeah, the spread was a push. So I think Ravens at -6. Actually, I don't know about -6 though, to be honest.
I'll take the Ravens in this at a touchdown. For sure.
Man, I don't know.
And it's funny, I praised the 49ers starting this show, and then now I'm taking the Ravens.
I know, but this is let me stop you right there. So there's going to be rain in Baltimore.
48 degrees.
Rain and a team that's primarily based on
two great defenses.
Mobile quarterback who likes to run the ball. You know what? I'm going to go 49ers on this one.
Woo! Changing it up.
Yep.
I like it. I'm taking the Ravens in this.
+6.
Taking the Ravens. I'm sorry, 49ers fans. I know I said I believe in you. However, west to east at 1 o'clock is brutal.
This is going to be one of the best games of the year so far.
This is a 10 a.m. game for the 49ers. So good luck with that. Next up, Rams against the Cardinals. Ramyes at -3 against the Cardinals. How bad are you if you're -3 against the Cardinals?
I got the Rams in this game. I don't give a shit how bad they are. They're going to fucking beat the Cardinals by more than 3 points.
I think so. To be safe, though.
You're going to buy half a point?
Yes.
You're a piece of shit.
2.5. I am. I'm a piece of shit. I'm protective with my money, and I'm going to go Rams at 2.5 on this one. But it should be a fun game to watch at least.
Yep.
I always enjoy it. Look, Kyler Murray, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with him. It's fun.
It is fun, yeah. I enjoy him very much, but
Chargers at Broncos.
This might be the game where he finally gets hurt. Because
Aaron Donald's
got to be the angriest human being on earth right now.
Yeah, especially after last week.
Jesus Christ, dude. He's got literally the angriest dude you've ever seen. He's going to fucking hurt somebody this week.
Chargers at the Broncos. Why? Why are we playing this game?
It's one of those games late in the season that you can't really do anything about except for see, who's going to be playing well. The weather's going to be nice. I mean, it's cold, but it's...
Something is wrong with Phillip Rivers, by the way.
I think it's like his 80 children. He doesn't have any fucking testosterone left.
I've never seen anybody throw this many picks, especially Phillip Rivers. So, to me, I don't touch this game. I think he's got like 8 interceptions in the last 2 games. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Let's look, because it was a lot.
The over-under is 39. It's going to be 36 there. The Chargers hate cold weather. I'm not going to touch this game.
Let's see, 4, 5,
I know
6,
the Broncos
7.
are starting somebody weird.
He's got 8 interceptions. He's got 7 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
8 in the last 4 games. Ugh.
Gross.
But, still.
I think age is finally catching up to him. He's, 38, 39?
37.
Yeah.
He'll be 38 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said.
He's got 9 children.
Yep.
And I'm telling you.
It wears on you after a while.
All the calm is gone.
I would. If
That's what you need, by the way. That's what makes you a great athlete.
Retire, get out of there. Yeah.
Just having, constantly coming. How much fucking free time with his wife do you think he gets? When's the last time you think he had sex? He's got 9 kids. And he plays professional football.
An hour ago.
No way.
Yeah.
He hasn't had sex in 2 years, probably.
You get a hotel, though, for these away games. They're at the Broncos.
Yeah, but he's not banging other people. They're like Mormon or some shit, aren't they?
Yeah, but they fuck all the time, man.
He's not bringing his wife in, who's taking care of 9 children, to bang her on the road.
I think he is.
There's no way.
Yep.
Tiger Woods was at his best when he was slamming whores all over the place.
Well, it's funny you bring him up. Today's the anniversary
of
the Xanax crashing into the tree. Did it? It is. Today's the day. That's when it all went downhill. I don't touch this game. I don't give a fuck. Raiders at the Chiefs. This is a big boy spread.
For
minus 10?
This is one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL right here.
And it's minus 10,
yeah.
dude. Raiders are 6-5. That is a lot of points. Raiders got their panties pulled down last week, though.
They did, yeah. Their defense is pretty good. Their offense is okay.
Not good.
The Chiefs' defense is probably the worst I've ever seen. The Chiefs' defense is basically Oklahoma's defense.
Yes. I feel like the Chiefs
minus
are playing
10
in the Big 12 this year.
I think that the Chiefs are going to win this game, but there's no fucking way I'm betting minus 10. No fucking way, dude.
10 is a lot, man. That's too many points for me to bet. I'm sorry. I love you, Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs win, but not by it. They could win by 10. I don't know, but gambling-wise, no. If you want to put them on a money line on a parlay, fine. Next up, Patriots 10-1. Ugh. God, somebody hit the fucking snooze alarm.
Oh, hey, somebody just commented or told me that Tiger was on more than just Xanax. You want to go through the list?
Yeah, what was he on?
Ready?
Yeah.
This is just for me.
Of course.
I like this stuff.
Yes, so do I.
Vicodin.
Big fan.
Dilaudid, which is what you get if you have kidney stones and you go to the fucking hospital.
That's a lot.
Xanax.
Yeah.
Ambien.
Okay.
And marijuana, THC.
Huh. Not terrible.
What?
Terrible.
He was on Vicodin and Dilaudid at the same time, plus Xanax.
Fentanyl.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Tiger's fine.
Jesus Christ.
Tiger was fine. He should have been in that car.
And then, of course, Ambien, which is everybody takes that.
No, I hate Ambien, man. And it's never worked for me.
Gives me sex dreams.
I can't sleep on it. I never do shit. So I can't do it. Patriots at the Texans. This is the Sunday night game.
So just to clarify, you're not betting that
3.
Chiefs game, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm not.
Good.
Patriots, Texans, -3, New England. God damn it. I'm surprised that is not a higher spread. I would have said this would have been
I don't know,
6.5,
man.
right?
I don't know. The Patriots have not looked good recently.
Their defense is great, though.
The defense looks great, yeah, but so does the Texans' defense has looked pretty good recently.
Drew Lock is starting for the Denver Broncos. That is breaking news.
Oof. Good for him, I guess. Not good for Denver.
Either way, I don't want to watch it. So I can change my mind on that game.
Texans at home are pretty tough. Defense is good. Not as good as it should be because, they've got some injuries over there, obviously. -3. I'll take that with the Patriots. Yeah. Fuck. I hate betting the Patriots.
So do I.
Not because I don't think they're going to win. I just fucking don't like them.
I lost on the Patriots last week, man.
That's not true. I like all the Patriots players.
Dallas.
I like Tom Brady. He's kind of a weirdo, but I like him. I like Edelman. He's cool. Sony Michel's cool. I like those guys. They're cool.
I don't know. They're not cool.
I love Gronk. I think Belichick is cool. Like I'm just saying, I loved Teddy Bruschi back in the day. There haven't been any of their players that I just hated, but the organization is irritating to me, and it's not because they win. Because I don't have a team. I don't give a shit who wins in football. I like to watch.
Right.
It's just boring.
It's boring as shit. I think
that's the one thing I don't like is to be bored.
I know. I think I'll take the Texans in this game.
Okay.
Just to do it. And this is going to be a bet. I'm at full disclosure with the audience. This is going to be a bet because I hate the Patriots style of play so much. They're so boring to watch. I will be rooting for the Texans. Therefore, I'll put like $100 on this game. Watch it and, hope for the best, but not going to be pissed if I lose.
And prepare for the worst.
Yeah, just not going to be pissed if I lose. It's not going to be a huge bet. It'll be a hundo, and it'll be something for me to get through the night. Sleep like an adult. I want to whatever Tiger Woods was taking, I wish I had for this game, and then boom.
Just to reiterate: Vicodin, Dilaudid, Xanax, Ambien, weed.
Yeah. Yep.
And then whatever he had to drink that day, which is probably ample as well.
It's great. We'll go with yes. That's what I wish I had to watch the Patriots play. That is the only. By the way, that exact combo should be posted for anybody who has to watch a Patriots game.
Yeah.
You have to take all of those drugs to watch the Patriots game. Just get through one Patriots game because they are the boringest team to watch in the NFL. I'm not kidding. If you said this to me, hey, man, you could watch Fitzmagic quarterback the Dolphins or this Patriots team, I'd rather watch Fitzmagic. I know he's going to at least try to win. It's going to be interesting. This is not. It's going to be boring as shit. We're going to see 80 different running backs for the Patriots, 50 passes to Julian Edelman for 10 yards, and it's going to be a 17-13 game. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck this whole goddamn team. I'm tired of it. Give me something fun. I want to be entertained. I feel like I'm in Gladiator. You're not I want to be entertained. And the Patriots don't do that for me.
Well,
now this Monday night game does, though.
Yeah, it's a good game.
This gives me a boner.
I wouldn't say all that. I mean, is it the picture of your boy there that gives you the wood?
This is from the Ross Patterson Revolution set, but I'll put it up for this one.
Not that one, you fucking turd.
Brandon Frazier riding in sideways.
Where's the Russell Wilson photo?
Oh, shit. This guy.
Yeah, doesn't that get you all boned up?
No, it does not.
Come on. He's a good-looking dude.
I forget the guy's name, but here it is. Boom. Boom. Heartrig, I think his name is. Or Brownrig. Brownrig's his last name.
He looks like your buddy who was the first guy to try to take a sexy picture and post it on Instagram back in the day. You're like, man, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of here.
Great game, though, for Monday night, finally. I
Fucking
feel great about this. Vikings against the Seahawks, Seattle -3. I think that spread is exactly where it should be. It's probably a field goal game.
This will be a good game. I don't care who wins, and I don't have a prediction for who will win. I mean, Seahawks will probably win the game, I guess. They should win the game.
I wouldn't be so sure.
They should win it. But
I wouldn't be so sure.
You don't know when the Vikings are going to have that breakout game because they have like 5 or 6 games where they just fucking torch people every single year.
And look, Thielen has been hurt with a hamstring injury. If he's healthy, actually healthy, and is able to play the entire game, and they had a bye week, they've been able to prepare for Seattle for 2 weeks. It's a big boy game. I'm going to bump this up a half a point because it's -3 for the Seahawks right now. I'm going to bump this up to 3.5 and take the Vikings. It probably is a field goal game.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet it. I'll take the Vikings on this at 3.5. I'm going to buy that half a point. What say you, good sir?
If you're just doing it for fun, yeah, that's fine.
It is, man. It'll be for fun because
this is going to be a good game and it's going to be close, you would think.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to bet this one, but I will watch it. This will be the day. Nope, that's not right. This will be the day
There it is.
that we actually register for the New Hanover County School Board election.
It is at noon. So at high noon, we go in. There'll be pictures, all that
okay.
stuff.
We should show up dressed like cowboys. Do you want to do it?
I'll do it.
Like with spurs on the boots, the whole thing?
For sure. Because there's a new sheriff.
There's a new sheriff in this here town, you sons of bitches.
It really is.
How wild can I get at this fucking thing?
Do whatever you want.
Like,
we're just signing. All we're doing is signing paperwork.
And hand them a check or some shit? Do I need a check?
Yes, $127.
Wait, that was $50.
I did too.
I have to take out a loan.
127 bucks.
Do I have to bring a check or can I bring cash or what? I don't even think I have checks.
Personal. Oh yeah, or you can bring cash. You can bring cash. I'm gonna bring cash.
I'm gonna bring 127 individual dollar bills.
Same here. And say, good sir, this is our.
It says for all debts.
They're so fucked. I hate them so goddamn much. Everybody on that board. So I heard somebody call the FBI or something. It was like they feel threatened. Well, congratulations. The next fucking 4 months of your life are going to be the worst goddamn months on the planet.
Yeah. Or the
they
next
deserve
year.
everything they're going to get. Knowing what I know, and I know
all right.
a lot.
Fuck this. Let's take some questions.
Yes. Real quick here. Want to get your thoughts on something that popped up over the week before we take some questions?
Yeah.
Street Jesus said,
Masvidal?
No. Street Jesus, Masvidal.
Masvidal,
yes. He said, I am very comfortable fighting at 154. Everybody was trying to guess what that means on Twitter. That is a Floyd Mayweather weight. Is this the boxing match? Floyd Mayweather said he's going to take one boxing match next year in 2020. One MMA guy to fight. Is it Masvidal?
That's also Conor McGregor's weight, by the way.
Wow. Not going to do that.
You don't know that.
Maybe.
If they negotiated that independently, you know how much money they would make in that fight?
But here's the thing. To me,
and he could do both of those, by the way.
McGregor needs to fight someone else first and win before they schedule that fight. McGregor hasn't fought in... When did we see him?
Against...
2 years ago? Khabib. When was the Khabib fight? We were there.
That was last year. Right? Last June. It was during the... right after the hockey... No, that was in October.
Yeah.
Of 2018, yeah. So it was a year ago.
Yeah. He's got to win something first. So I don't think you throw him in there. I think it's Street Jesus, man. That's my guess. Either way, it'd be fun to watch.
No, I'm talking about Masvidal fighting McGregor, not...
Oh, no, Masvidal's not going to fight McGregor. This is for Mayweather to fight.
Yeah, maybe.
An MMA guy. It's got to be him.
I'd watch it.
Khabib is a ground guy. I don't want to see that fight. Masvidal, why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
That shit would get wild. And then Mayweather, if he fights Pacquiao, I think Pacquiao wins and absolutely fucking dominates
I don't think he's going to fight Pacquiao. He doesn't want to risk that fucking...
There's no one else left.
He doesn't want to risk that record.
No one else left. Yes, let's take some questiones, shall we?
Yeah.
We're live on the YouTubes.
We're not Sean Thomas. We're not going to discuss the Dolphins draft plans because they don't have a plan. The Dolphins they're Reese's monkeys in a room, shitting into their own hands and throwing it against a whiteboard. That's their draft plan. Get fucked.
So here's what happened with Sean Thomas. Him and Craig Dulesky got together. Do you know this?
No. Are they trying to pull some bullshit?
They sent us a Miami Dolphins flag to hang up in our set and said we were missing a little turquoise in here. Sean Thomas, I got it. I got the flag. I got it from you and Craig Dulesky. I saw Craig's this weekend. I am not putting a 2-9 team up on the set. I didn't even hang this motherfucker's picture off because he lost. He lost this bet. I'm sorry. It's not being hung up. It's hilarious that he's here. I am not putting a Dolphins flag up. They don't even care about their team. I don't know why you do. A lot of these comments, ironically, are by Dolphins fans. I did not know they had a fucking fan base, dude.
Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, the Dolphins were good back in the day, I guess.
They never won.
80s and 90s.
One Super Bowl.
72.
72, it's still considered the greatest team of all time, right?
Yeah.
Undefeated, only undefeated team. They have not been good since.
No. Let's see.
So why...
Turn that shit off.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
I don't know, man.
Dolphins,
I don't know. We're not putting a flag up. You guys just get fucked. Brooke is happy that Ohio State is number 1. Go Tigers.
Who is?
Brooke.
Oh, is she here? Look, hey, Brooke, if you're listening to the show, well, she's not going to be happy about this fucking show. If you were listening to the show earlier, I still think LSU deserves to be number one. I think it was premature for Ohio State to jump. I love Ohio State. They have not played the schedule of LSU. LSU still deserves to be number one. However, they will lose in the SEC championship to Georgia.
Nope, not going to happen.
I'm calling that now.
Craig says that I was a little sick and not having it at the tailgate. No, Craig, it's not that. I was sick, but you were fucking shithoused by 9 o'clock in the morning, my man.
Craig was wrecked. There was a lot of guys that were wrecked.
There were a lot of guys that were
There was
wrecked.
one guy who didn't even make it to the – he blacked out on the podcast. He wasn't – he was gone.
There was a guy who lost his tickets, and he had to go find them and blah, blah, blah. Somebody just asked me if Chinese people celebrate Thanksgiving. And can we discuss that?
Sure. Do they? No. Somebody obviously China went to their own country at some point, or they might have been the first country. A lot of people say it's Africa.
You don't think they have Thanksgiving like to give thanks for the Chinese, the Great Wall of China staying up and keeping the Mongolians out?
No. I think that whatever the Chinese government tells them to do, that's what they're thankful for.
Okay.
So,
that's probably right, yeah. Do you remember, that honestly reminds me of that story that Charlie Classic told on the he went to this play. He told us this story in March. It's kind of fucked up, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He went to this play, and his buddy bought him tickets for it, and he was like, oh, cool, I'll go see it. It was a play. It was a Christmas story, right?
Yeah.
So it was like a live-action Christmas story play. And it turns out that all the actors were
mentally retarded.
Mentally retarded, yeah.
This is real.
It was real. And then he was like, you son of a bitch. So because he got super high right before it. And you don't know how to act in that situation.
No.
But then when they got to the part at the end where where the Chinese
I love that movie. By the way.
he just lost it.
Sure.
Which has got to be like, you've all been in those situations where you're in a super serious situation and something weird happens and it's an inside joke or whatever the fuck between you and your buddy, and you can feel your buddy laughing from across the room, and you're trying not to make eye contact with them. You're like, fuck, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then you look up at them and they're looking at you. You're like, shit, dude, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
happens to me all the time because of how much I laugh and smile
all the time. Next up, Matthew Harvey. Natty Seltzer better than White Claw. Prove me wrong. I won't. Matthew Harvey, I'm on the Natty Seltzer train.
I'm not.
It's 6%, man. 6 versus 5 wins. There's more flavor in a Natty Seltzer than there is.
But the flavor's bad to me.
I like the flavor.
I've only had the one flavor. I don't know what it was, but it was bad. I like the White Claw flavors. I like the, what is it, Bon and Ive or whatever the fuck. What's that?
Bone and Viv.
Bone and Viv. Yeah,
it's 4.5. I'm not. You can get that shit out of my face.
We'll see what happens next week when we get our hands on some of this Four Loko.
Yeah.
You may never hear from us again. This show might get shut down.
It'd be great.
If you turn on the live show next week, well, it'll be 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, and the set's fucked up, like there's shit broken everywhere, and there's blood on the wall. Just that's it. That's it for us. I guess.
I wonder if it'll be here next week in time when we do this for next week. It'd be great.
Maybe.
They said, Acadian TV, I love your sweater. Tiffany Hart got that for you.
Yeah, it's an Epstein sweater. Like these Christmas lights are going to hang themselves just like Epstein did.
That's great.
Yeah. It's
big
funny.
fan. She's fucking hilarious. She'll be on the show next week. December 4th, we are doing a chili cook-off campaign party live from the studio. What's that address again?
615 South 15th Street.
Boom. Parking is abundant. You can park anywhere. We got fucking room for 100 cars in this goddamn lot. It's great. Let's see here. Did we already talk about Eric Weekly? How the Cyclones are the best team in the Big 12.
Who cares?
Who cares?
No one cares.
No one cares about the Big 12. They're not going to any game. You think that Oklahoma's going. I do not.
Sean Thomas says Cincinnati's the number one pick. No way they don't take Burrow. I agree with him. I think that organization is so incompetent. Like, we had this discussion last year about whether Arizona should take Kyler Murray or take Joey Bosa.
How'd that work out?
It's all right for them. I mean, it's an interesting experiment, and I don't think Bosa would have.
Bosa, long
he's
term?
Great.
Jesus Christ.
He's great, yeah.
He's the defensive rookie of the year.
He's great, but would he have made that kind of difference on Arizona? No way. So
I don't know.
maybe they just have like a fucking loser mentality, and they're like, "Oh, that guy's too good for us, man." It's like somebody that won't ask a girl out because she's too hot.
Yeah,
Something like that. I think that's what the Bengals are.
maybe. Maybe. Next up, Bobby G. One of the 4 Loco Blackout and a seltzer will be a great night. It will be a great night. Hopefully that's next week.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
I hope it's there. Fucking Cyclones. No way, dude. Ruben Snyder. Matthew Harvey. You still pitching for the Angels. Is Matt Harvey going to... What's the Angels going to look like next year?
They just signed somebody. Hang on a sec.
Is Garrett going to go there?
Garrett Cole?
Yeah.
I've heard that rumor. They would have to pay him $40 million to get him there. I don't know.
Somebody else who said Nebraska pulls the upset and ends up bowl eligible over Iowa. Huh? They need it. Look, there's a game that is full desperation on the line. It's this game, and you need it. I guess it's 6-6. You go to a bowl game. I don't know what bowl game that is.
I don't know, man.
Fortunately, I've never gone to a school in the last 30 years that's gone 6-6, so I have no fucking idea what team that what game that is. Faux TV. How about them LSU Tigers? Yes, man. They should still be one, and I think they're going to run to a defensive issue though against Georgia. However, so we'll see. J Ram, as a Husker fan, I hope we lose so we don't go to a bowl game. We need to reset for next year. Love my Huskers, but goddamn, that's a tough one, man. Look, you went to Penn State. I went to Ohio State. We've never. I can't remember the last year we've ever had this option between either of these two schools, where there was a possibility that we didn't go to a bowl game. If your record is as such, do you want them to go to a bowl game? I think the last time this happened to Ohio State, if I remember correctly, was after Tressel got fired for Tattoo Gate. We had Luke Fickell, who is now the coach of Cincinnati. I want to say that team was maybe like 7-6 or something.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, I forget. It was the only year we've lost to Michigan in the last, I think in this century. We're getting real close to that. He was an interim coach, and then for me personally that year, I didn't care that we were in a bowl game. I watched it, but it was on in the background. And I want to say it was something bullshit like the Gator Bowl or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't care about any of these bowl games anymore besides the playoffs.
Yeah, here's the difference. If Ohio State or Penn State needs to fire somebody, they're going to fire them. Like, they don't hang on to people out of nostalgia or whatever the fuck. They want to win every single year, and making some mid-level bowl game is not going to stop them. They would, and I think Penn State's actually done this before. They fired a guy before the bowl game even happened and then got a new coach the next year. I don't remember when that was, but I believe that happened maybe like 12 years ago or
I remember with Luke
Fickell
at Ohio State. That was his first year after Tressel, and they didn't give him 1 year.
Yeah.
And then they hired Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
I have a great story about that, actually, about the Urban Meyer hiring at Ohio State. My agency at the time repped Urban Meyer, and they were trying to sign me for – I had a book deal, this other fucking TV show deal, something else. And they were like, look, we can do all this for you. It's going to be great. It's going to be, usual agent bullshit, right? And they go and they were like, we have everyone here. Is there anybody you – want to meet or have met or know anything about? And I remember in this huge meeting, I go, you have Urban Meyer. And we're like, yeah, we got Urban Meyer. And I go, is he going to coach Ohio State? Because I had heard a rumor that was not even close to being true or coming to fruition. They were like, everybody, it was frozen silence, and they were like, oh, yeah, he's going to be the coach. And I was like, when? And they were like, I don't know, man. They'll probably announce it in like 2 months. And I was like, it's done? And they were like, yeah, we've papered the deal. Like, it's there. We're almost there. And I was just like, fuck. I told all my friends at home, Urban Meyer ended up becoming the coach, and I was a god amongst my friends for a very long time, and then that washed away, obviously. Weird Urban Meyer story, but yeah, man, with the Scott Frost thing, I'm kind of in the same camp with Michigan. Who else do you get? Who else is out there? I think you're fucked. Man. I think you're fucked, and you gotta ride this out with both those assholes. Tim Dipple, 2,923 days since Ohio State has lost the game against Michigan. That's crazy to think, man. This could cross 3,000 days at this point. It would be the best thing ever for me, Tim, and I'm happy that reminder is out there. 2,923 days since they've won.
It's gonna happen. They're not gonna win this time. There's no fucking way. Kyle King wants to know if I'm taking the bet Ross took from me while I was at the Penn State game. So what was this was with he told me about it. Hang on a sec. It was I have to wear an Ohio State jersey to the whiteout game next year, and he has to wear a Penn State jersey if I win.
For which game is this?
For Ohio State Penn State next year.
Yeah. If I'll do that game next?
No. The bet was you made it on my behalf apparently.
For Ohio State Penn State.
Yeah.
Well, look,
with your co-host for the day.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Ohio State won, and
they didn't win. They didn't cover the spread.
Well, the spread, but I think it was just the game. Here's the honest thing about that: there was no way that Ohio State was losing that game. So I'm not going to make you do that. By the way,
if it was, we'll have to ask him. If it was the spread, then I won.
I don't think
but
so.
I mean, that's what I said.
In my mind, like
what I said to him, it was like, look, it's Richard Danoff, by the way.
Yeah.
What I said to him, like, look, if you wear a Penn State jersey to Penn State, everybody on the fucking campus will be wearing that.
We'll be wearing that.
Yeah, it's a whiteout game, especially. They don't allow Ohio Staters in for that bullshit.
I think here's what it was: a Penn State fan got lippy and said we would win and blah blah blah. I was like, we make a bet, and I was like, without points and something like that, that game to me was such a sure thing that Ohio State was going to win. I just didn't know by how much. Fuck, man. I'm not going to make you do that. Either way, what am I? Yeah, exactly. I'm going to make you wear a fucking. Oh, I guess the bet was, since it's at Penn State, me make you wear a Buckeyes jersey to that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. That was an easy. If you would have put points on that, fine, but no. I won't make you do that.
Oh, Richard's actually in here. He says, I gave you 14 points and we didn't cover. But I'm not going to hold you to that because I wasn't involved.
11? Yeah. That one, I don't know. Aaron Pomerleau. Ohio State is playing at Oregon next year. Ooh. I think we're playing a home and home. I think he's right. 2020 and 2021. I believe we play at Oregon, and then the next year they play at us. God damn it. I will love that just because we've beaten every Oregon game I've been to. We've smashed them.
I might go to that just to see Oregon fans get their buttholes ripped out, but I don't really. I would go to the Oregon one before I would go to the Ohio State campus because I want to see the misery.
You know what's funny? So I've never been to Oregon Stadium at all.
I've driven past it a couple times, but I've never been inside. I've never seen a game there.
We've played them a few times. Mostly it was in the Rose Bowl and then once the national championship. Mm-hmm. We beat the fuck out of them, but their fans were assholes. And I remember at the Rose Bowl, I almost got into a huge brawl there.
Well, they're all fucking like tooth broken off at the gum line hillbillies there. That's like the meth capital of the world in Bend, Oregon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or wherever, not Bend. Where is it in Oregon Ducks? It's not Eugene, I don't think.
Yeah, Tim Dipple. It's a home and home starting in Eugene. So next year it is in Oregon. That's great that Ohio State scheduled that, though. Fuck you. I'm in for that.
If I was, it is in Eugene. So if I was any of the major conference teams, all of my out-of-conference games would be against Pac-12 teams because they all fucking suck. That's all I would do.
Yeah.
I'd pick them off every year and just be like, hey, your conference is a fucking joke. That's what I think Dabo and fucking whenever Urban Meyer comes back and takes over a Big 12 school and then probably Texas, that's what I think they should do. That's just my 2 cents.
All right, who else we got here? Left. Todd Welch. Duck did play this season. Duck Hodges.
Cool. Well, we've totally heard of him, so.
Yeah, and he must be great. I'm not touching that fucking thing.
Urban Meyer, Dallas Cowboys. Not a chance, my man.
No, that actually might be a chance.
Oh.
I've heard differently in that. I've heard that they are seriously considering Urban Meyer behind the scenes. Either way, I can tell you this. After being at the Ohio State-Penn State game and seeing him with that Fox noon game, what are they calling it, Big Noon, their show?
I don't fucking know.
God damn it, he looked miserable. Looked absolutely miserable.
I mean, he wants to coach. There's no question about that.
He's going to coach next year. He will not be on that fucking thing. And with as many teams need coaches, he will be somewhere. Might be in the Cowboys. I don't know.
I think it would be hilarious if he went to Michigan.
It's not going to happen.
I know it's not, but I think it would be funny.
Yeah.
Or Notre Dame, that would be kind of funny too.
Reed White. White Claw and Strike Force is the jam. It is. That is a great combo, dude. You're absolutely right. Daniel Stoltenberg. Saints win the Super Bowl, yes or no? Man, I still say yes.
That's who I picked.
And that's who I think as well. I think we've gotten a little bit complacent. And I think fucking Latavius Murray has looked better than Alvin Kamara. So, like, I don't know what they're going to do with that 1-2 back combo. Michael Thomas is the best wide receiver.
I mean, I would just put Kamara on whatever side Michael Thomas is on and in the slot every single time. I don't see why they wouldn't do that.
Call it a goddamn day. This is a great question. It might be the question of the day. Ray Hanley. What are the odds of you guys winning the school board election on mybookie.com? Could you imagine if we got them to make a prop bet on the new Hanover County School Board?
I think that would be
election?
illegal to do that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know the rules.
People can bet on stuff. I don't think you can bet on your own shit. And I don't think
on elections.
I don't think we could be involved in any kind of deal that involved people betting on. Like, we couldn't be sponsored by a company where people could go bet on us.
But here's the thing. Trump, everybody's in there.
But he's not sponsored by mybookie.com. It would be kind of funny.
Could you imagine if they did?
Yeah, that would be super funny.
Be fucking Lisa Esta with David Wharton in there. Good luck. I know there's a third guy running. So I looked at. Did I tell you somebody's already entered the race? Yeah, and he made an announcement on WCT and did the whole thing, and but he's super hardcore Democrat, and I'm like, bruh, not in this lifetime, not in this motherfucking lifetime.
I don't know what I'm gonna run as yet.
Gonna run as a fucking Republican, Dan.
Why? I'm not a Republican.
You're not a Democrat either, bro.
No, I'm not.
So you got to pick sides.
Maybe I can run as an
alien.
Crips. Oh, can you run as a Blood or a Crip?
You should be able to. Last question. Jordan Sunberg, watching this Maui Classic, and holy cow, Dayton's Obi Toppin is a goddamn man out there amongst these kids. He is, man. And I will say this. The Dayton Flyers have always had a really good basketball team. They usually end up in the big dance every year. They don't get enough press until the end of the year. It's nice to see that the Maui Invitational invited them to play in this year. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Richard Denoff, I'm throwing one more question. Thanks for having us at Tailgate, man. Always a fucking pleasure. I was able to sneak in a whole jar of moonshine, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jar of moonshine. Yeah. He said Oregon next year and then Notre Dame after that. The Ohio State's going hard on the scheduling.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know, Toppin is shooting like over 50% from three.
Look, man, he looks good.
He's 6. By the time he gets in the NBA, he'll probably be 6'11" if he keeps growing, because he grew an inch last year. Like 6, that's Kevin Durant style stuff right there.
Look, and Dayton is a fun fucking team to watch, man. They blew right before I left. They were playing, and they blowing out the doors on somebody. So, I'm sorry, that was last night. I was watching that game last night. The days bleed into each other when you're just going fucking hard. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. In all sincerity, we love you. We appreciate you watching the live show on YouTube. We appreciate you subscribing to our podcast on iTunes. Give us some awesome reviews, some 5 stars, and I guess that's important to the advertisers. I'm going really, really fucking hard on Rivalry Weekend. I bet a lot of money on this shit every year, and I'm usually pretty goddamn successful at it. So sign up for Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. It is a private group. You will see my actual betting slips right before the game. I've had a few drinks here. It's Drinkin Bros. That's what we do. But the slips will be up. The slips will be up Thanksgiving morning as well. Tomorrow morning, I will bet on all these games tomorrow. You will be able to see these. I can tell you right now, I'm going Saints -6.5, and I'm going Bears, and that is a bet. Whether or not I put a 6-point teaser in on that Bills game, we'll see. But those two, look, that Saints game is going to be one of my biggest bets this weekend, man. I'm going really fucking hard on that at -6.5. We love you guys. Go to mybookie.com/Drinkin Bros today. Doubles your deposit all the way to $1,000. D'Anthony.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It was, yeah. It's
I
a good
like
one.
that. I like that sweater a lot.
I just like having his face on me, so no one can forget that he
Are you wearing that out?
didn't kill himself. I'm not going out, but I will be wearing it away from here. Yes. So if I get pulled over by the police, I'm going to at least have a conversation starter.
Oh, because you imagine if they pulled you up for DUI and you had to stand in front of the camera with that? It'd be so. Great.
This would be a great mugshot. I might just go get a mugshot.
Really great.
I'm just gonna walk down the street and slap somebody.
This is whoever's staying around is a true homie at this point. You deserve to know about my life. 10-second story. At college, coming back from Waffle House, I veered into the wrong lane or whatever, and they pulled me over and they gave me the drunk test.
Yeah.
I was fine. I was thinking I was sober. But the beauty of it was I was wearing a Snoop Dogg shirt that I got as like a joke because I was I think I was going to like a sweater or a Halloween party, where the fuck it was the next day. On the front in giant letters, it had Dr. Dre, The Chronic with a gigantic leaf.
Yep.
And on the back in huge white letters that covered the back of the
Fuck the
entire
police?
t-shirt. No, it said D's nuts, but like D E E E E E E E
Yeah, a lot of
Z
E's, yeah.
nuts and U T. Like it was the best, and it was on the camera on the dash cam or whatever. And the other cop walks down and he goes, "Just get back in the car. You're fine. Just get back in the car." Whatever. I was like, I don't understand. I can keep walking through the trails. Yeah. At that point, like I was sober, I just wanted to make their conversation super uncomfortable, and it was awesome. Everybody stay safe, though. Get an Uber. Subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube if you're not subscribed already. We love you. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Sports Companion Show. Go Bucks, motherfuckers.